Check 1 2 1 2 Easily Offended podcast, man. We are definitely in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? For the second time around.
Yes, sir.
Second time around. We had to put a part 2 on there, man, because we got deep. But man, you know, what episode will this be?
So, hold on, the music's still playing.
Do y'all put an asterisk by this like we're in a bubble? Petty facts. I'm only speaking petty facts today.
Right. No, actually, so technically, this would be 75.
That's what would be 75?
This would be 75.
Without the asterisk?
Without the asterisk.
Okay.
With asterisk 76, no asterisk 75.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the last episode, we got pretty fucking high, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to New Era, you know what I'm saying, for coming through. Ashley, Diego. We got high that day.
Yeah.
They had some new shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
word.
They had some new shit. They had this little machine where, like, you put the weed cartridge in, right?
Yes. I can't wait.
You cut it on. The smoke just stays at the bottom.
Okay.
And you put a straw in that bitch.
And you put a straw in there, and you just...
Hey, that nigga hit that
Telling
shit a
y'all.
little too hard.
After Ramadan, it's a wrap for me, y'all.
This nigga's coughing for like 15 minutes straight.
Yeah, I was like, continue the show.
We was about to call 911 this motherfucker.
It's a whole problem.
Yeah, it was a serious issue, man. It was a serious issue, man.
Yeah, I be fucking with the vapes, man. Like, I can't do that too often, bro. That shit make me feel like
That one
I'm
in my
doing
pocket.
real drugs.
Yeah. I tell you the one I can't do. I can't do the bowls, which is probably the dopest shit for you, just to put that shit in the little bowl.
Yeah.
But I'm old, and I feel like I'm from the
It's
80s.
a pipe.
It's like a crack pipe to me, so I don't fuck with it. It's like
a lot of people say that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because you literally sitting there like,
Yeah, no, you looking there with the pipe,
no,
with
this
the
is
light.
weird. This is weird.
Look, I was at Ferris' house, and
Roll credits.
when he got the wax joint, and he had the big bowl, he took the little. I'm like, what is that? And he like, it's wax.
See,
I'm
that,
like,
now wax shit.
what the fuck is that?
Now that shit is like free base.
Yeah, you gotta be a grown adult to
You
fuck
know
with
what
that
I'm saying?
shit. And
Yeah.
the whole setup of it, because you lighten it, then you add the wax.
Now that shit really look like you doing some motherfucking.
Yeah, like
right
you
now.
doing dope.
Like he put that shit in the thing, took the blowtorch, heated it
Right.
up.
First of
like,
all,
nigga, I need a blowtorch.
you need a blowtorch.
Then
to
he
light this
stirred it
bitch.
up, and I'm like, what is that? He like,
Yeah.
now pull from here,
Right.
nigga. I'm talking about
Instant
45 minutes.
Coughing.
I am coughing. I'm
Yeah.
sweating. But after I coughed, nigga, I was the highest I've ever been in my life. And I don't need to be that hot.
Yeah, no.
Ever
Not if
again.
you're trying to function and do something.
Because I could.
Right.
Nigga, I fell asleep in the Popeyes line, G. I was in the drive-thru.
Oh yeah, you was
Yeah, lacking like a motherfucker.
The nigga behind me was like, honk, 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 honk.
He's done.
He sent his kid out to tapped on the passenger side like, Mister.
Right.
Oh, shit.
My fault.
My
Drooling
bad.
and shit.
Like, I called Ferris like, yo, G, I'm never smoking that shit again.
Oh no, I ain't never did no dabs, Joe. I've never done it. Nah, hell no. I should
Hey,
just
do you ever see the dapping granny?
Nah.
dabbing granny.
Yes.
Nah,
It's a grandmother out here getting
It's a
bacon.
grandmother.
Yeah.
She got that. She has the bowls and she be dabbing.
Whoa.
She
better than me.
dabs every morning.
Hey man, some motherfuckers' tolerance is just a little different. You know what I'm saying?
And she's old. Like you look at her, she look about 70 years old.
Bless
And
her heart.
nigga, she be like, and they to the point where she's so popular. Like the companies that make those, they send them to her.
Oh yeah, she's
And they
straight,
send her
straight.
products. So she's like, today I'm trying da 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 da. Woo. And when I'm talking about she blows that shit out, I'm like, gee, she
She got iron lungs.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
disrespect to the woo.
yeah. Like she can definitely hang with Snoop.
All I need is a joint, bro.
Yeah, that's
Like, just give me one. Just give me your pre-roll. I may even just smoke half that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, which we'll get into. I think the highest I've probably ever been might have been with Currency when I first moved over.
That makes sense.
Yeah, when I first moved over from like blunts and shit to like papers with him.
Yeah.
We were at, which is now Classic Studios. It was RCC and them had a closed session with when it was over there.
Yeah.
And my son Thelonis, we were doing a 3-piece set.
Okay.
And with Currency.
Wait, that's the joint.
yeah.
That's the joint. Cause
And he had like about 2 ounces, and he just packing cones and just packing cones. And my son at the time, Thelonis didn't smoke,
Right.
so he had got a contact, and there's a CVS like right across the street. I'm like, here, go get straight. That motherfucker came back with the biggest munchie bag ever. And I secretly, like when Spitter was recording, I went to the other side. You know, they got the B room over there.
Yeah.
They got the couch shit up in that corner.
Right.
And I went and laid in there for like about an hour on the couch. Like, okay, Okay,
Yeah,
we good?
nah.
We good? We ready to record
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
All right, I needed a break.
What was that club on? It was in the West Loop, and I want to say the Victor Hotel.
Oh yeah,
The Victor Hotel.
Yeah.
Wiz was doing a event with Pharris at the Victor Hotel, and it was the launch of. It was some. I want to say it wasn't his strand. I don't think he was in the.
it wasn't the Khalifa strand.
I don't think he was in the business like that yet.
Okay,
But he was on the verge of. But Pharris was telling me, he was like, we was in the studio and Pharris smoked blunts.
Yeah.
And Wiz was like, nah,
we're not doing that up in here,
We're not
G.
doing that. Like, you got to have a cone.
Yeah.
We don't smoke blunts at all. It's all natural papers, bro.
Yep.
Like, put that shit out. And you know, to be honest with you, like, hearing that and then being around it, you can definitely tell the smell difference.
It's a different
Oh
smell
yeah,
when
different
motherfuckers
pulls,
walking backwards
smell,
and shit.
taste,
All
and
that.
my thing of it was always, and no disrespect to my rap friends, you know, if you spend this much money on good weed, why are you wasting a whole 3.5 in a backwood or a blackjack or a goddamn whatever you can name? Like Vic Mensa smoking like swishes to this day and shit, and he be getting some good ass weed, and I'm like, gee, you still smoking nicotine?
Niggas smoking cigarillos and shit.
Pretty much.
I remember the Gosh of Vegas. Gosh of Vegas was my shit.
What they call them? Green Monsters?
Green
and
Monsters.
shit?
Yeah, Green
Green
Monsters
Monsters,
was
nigga.
good
Yeah,
shit.
shit, I'm old enough to remember Phillies when niggas was smoking Reggie.
Oh yeah, Philly. Yeah, hell yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a natural-
Fuck was we
that-
doing?
That was the first
That was like
blunt.
a cigar. That was like the big
That was
ass
a big cigar.
Gee,
Yeah.
that shit. And you had to fill them bitches, DNG, but it was Reggie, so. You know,
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Niggas
was
didn't really
getting
care. They was just blowing that shit.
right.
G.
You was
No
getting
fucks given.
4 grams for $10. You know what I'm
Boom.
saying?
Fuck it.
That was a good old
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Good old
yeah.
days of
man.
good
Get
weed.
like 7 blunts out of a dub. Like,
Man.
damn, nigga.
Go down to the, allegedly go to the project building and get that manila folder for
Right,
the
right.
dub.
That no limit.
Airbrook.
Woo, Airbrook, 107th Airbrook, yes sir. Just don't go at night. I'm trying to tell you, Airbrook was popping back in the 90s.
I'm talking about one time I was over there. I was in a 5-minute wait line. Nigga.
Yeah.
It was that dude on the corner. Like, hold up.
Hold up, yeah. Shout out to my man them over on Airbrook back in the day.
Oh man, that was the good old days. Back
We
in the day.
got we always do this, man. We just get right in
Yeah, man.
conversation, man. We got to introduce our esteemed guest.
We got the legendary Chicago staple. You know what I'm saying? He's been behind the scenes for a long time.
Gratitude.
Doing his thing. He puts a lot of puzzles together. And I think that's the way, like we discussed before.
Yeah.
Like I was like, man, this man know how to put the puzzle together. He knows exactly who is a good match with this person and who's and that's a good key to have in this game. We got my man Jonnis Smallz in the building. You know what I'm saying?
You say
Gotta correct it.
Tell
see?
Johnny.
Gotta say Johnny.
Jonnis Smallz.
Jonnis Smallz.
I love
Johnny.
Jamal, but you know, good dude.
We got Jonnis Smallz in the building.
I always get that, yes sir.
How you feel, brother?
I'm blessed and highly favored. Happy to be here again, man.
Yeah, I always go off the IG. You
It's
know
still
what I'm saying?
Jonnie Smallz, but it's just J Small 67.
Right.
And if you don't catch it 67 because he got it on, it's the year Ralph Lauren started.
Low heads.
We were just talking about his son is a beast though. Greg Lauren.
This is nephew. He killing it though. Josh
Nephew?
Yeah, you look.
You might have seen it because it started a whole little thing. Shannon Sharp had a sweater on, and JJ Riddick also rocked one too. And at the time, the sweater went for like about $2,500, and then Shannon Sharp had it on like First Take or some shit, and that shit jumped to like $5,300, and niggas was mad. But his material is dope as shit though.
Yeah, he knows how to put it together.
Yeah,
I saw he had a deal like this. It looked like a quilted trench coat.
Yes,
with different patches on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he had the blue jean stonewashed collar on that bitch. I was
treated
just like,
and everything. Yeah, I got a couple of pieces. Yeah, shout out to my man Eric, my man Slow. My
Nigga
business
looking like
partner.
Christian Bale and shit.
Oh, you see it? Yeah. And he like married Blake Lively or something. The chick.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
chill.
Shout out to Greg Lauren.
So how you guys week, man? Everything's been good?
Man, great, man. Working on some new deals. Got a new project coming out soon, and just let the work show. That's all I do. Thank you all for having me here. I said this year. Shout out to my artist IamGawd and my producer KingThelonis. And my business partner Xtream and my other business partner Slow, A.K.A Eric. I am gonna start speaking up this year, the shit I do, and the shit I'm part of and doing, instead of just being behind the scenes, because I can only attract so much behind the scenes because people don't really lift up the Carfax to know.
Right.
So if I don't scream it or say nothing, you know, I let too much shit go, and then I have to double back and be tapping niggas on the shoulder like, nah, that was me, Joe. Stop.
Yeah.
And I get tired of that.
Man, you know, I don't know what happened. I just got this amazing deal.
Right.
My account flooded, the shit cleared. Yeah, man, you're welcome.
You welcome.
Right.
Dead ass, yeah.
Yeah.
Ass for a couple of motherfuckers here in Chicago on the artist side.
How do you feel about the music scene now?
I think it's in a dope place as far as the underground scene, but I just wish that because there's not enough here, I think we kind of need less opinionated people, unfortunately, because your opinion is just your opinion.
Yeah.
But I think we need a couple of more like real A&Rs. I'm doing quotation marks. A couple of A&Rs here to help artists. Well, I said I was gonna talk about shit this episode. So we need more people to help artists because they'll pick a beat and, like me and my boy Xtream was talking about this today. They'll bully the beat, so they'll try to out rap the beat and bully the beat with bars and everything, as opposed to being a mesh with real production.
Right.
And that kind of goes further, and that sticks to your riffs, like how we were talking about earlier. When you asked about lyrics and shit, and I'm like, shit, ain't nobody's shit really sticking because it's either they barred the motherfucking beat to fucking death or the beat was so dope you didn't give a fuck about their lyrics. It didn't hit. Right. They said some slick shit maybe.
Yeah.
But like how you said, you remember all the Mobb Deep shit and that's from the 90s and that's fucked up and dope at the same time. But shit, look what you had. You had Havoc and Alchemist.
Yeah.
Real producers, real production on that shit.
You had lyrics that stuck out.
Yeah. P wasn't, hold on.
He was like, I would stab your brain with your nose bones.
But see, but like.
What?
But was P really like barring motherfuckers to death?
Nah.
Was it like outstanding shit? Was it miracle lyrical like everybody say?
Nah.
It was just dope shit.
Hold on. Because P in my top 5.
I ain't mad at that.
You know what I'm saying? But P, he wasn't like I said, he wasn't like super lyrical, but he definitely, man, like his style, and like the thing is, if you wasn't really, you could miss some shit that he would say.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I always had a lot of respect for P because like Mobb Deep was the only niggas that went back in Pac when he was still alive.
Dead ass.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was just listening to Drop a Gem on him the other day. You know what I'm saying? That nigga said, what, you think you can't get bucked again? Once again? You know what I'm saying?
Once again?
Yeah. Nah. So, but yeah, I don't want to go.
But see, my question to you is that specifically for that beat, did he really, was it what he said, and was it a good mesh with that beat?
It was an excellent mesh.
See what I'm saying?
It was an excellent mesh.
When you say it, it clicks and people go, damn.
Yeah.
That's why you got people like me around. That's
why, sometimes you would forget what he's saying because you're so engulfed with the beat too.
Yeah.
So then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it was timeless music. You have to go back and back again over and over just to catch every new piece. You know what I'm saying? Like Thriller. Thriller was a great album.
But
you know what
Quincy
I'm saying?
put his fucking stank on that bitch though,
right.
too. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
And without somebody like Quincy, we know Thriller is not what it is.
It's not.
Because what was it? They was talking. I saw some shit a little while ago with PYT. Mm-hmm. Or it was one of the songs like the way it started off, like Mike didn't want it. Damn, what song was it?
It was because I think I sampled that and I posted that. Yeah. Because it was the story of it was the actual reference track.
It was one of the songs like the way it starts off is iconic. He got a lot of them like that, so I can't think of which one it was specifically.
Right.
But Quincy Jones was the one that made the call because Mike was like, nah, we shouldn't do it that way. And Quincy like, you fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what Quincy said go, and it ends up becoming iconic. Like, you need people like that because like,
you definitely do.
The artist, while like, they are in control of their art, right? They are. They need to be allowed to be creative. Like, sometimes you need people around to kind of like steer that.
Yeah.
Because everything ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need that
just
difference.
Just because it's a dope beat, that don't mean you need to fucking rhyme over.
Right.
Yeah.
And you need that difference of opinion because like if nobody's around to like kind of correct you, if you don't have respect enough for somebody like that they can tell you what it is and you respect them and like honor their opinion, then you end up like with Kanye.
Roll credits, y'all will learn. That's one of my favorite sayings.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
outside of Let the Work Show, roll credits because you know when you roll the credits at a movie, unless it's fucking a Marvel movie and Thor finna pick this motherfucking hammer up and sling this shit at motherfucking Thanos.
Right.
Get your popcorn, get the fuck on.
Right.
Unless you're finna sneak into the go see another movie and shit. Yeah. But other than that, it's just time to go. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see like a lot of artists is like that because one of my favorite artists is J. Cole. And sometimes he bars the beat so hard. I'm still getting over the bar you said two lines ago. I'm trying to comprehend that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of thing. It's just a lot of beats and not a lot of production. So like how we talked about the last time, and fuck it, I'm gonna let it ride. When I say this name, y'all gonna be like, damn, I love Big Crit. He dope as shit, but I don't think he never needs to produce himself. He's not challenging himself, and that shit sometimes to go back to what you said, like, damn, this motherfucker spitting.
Yeah,
and you forget the whole fucking beat.
Yeah,
or
because
the beat is dope.
Booby Miles is one of the coldest.
Man, I work out to that shit in the morning. I work out to that shit.
Yeah,
that's the perfect mesh.
Yeah, I fuck with Crit. I feel like Crit started chasing hits and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like he never really like.
But that, not to cut your wisdom, beloved, but that go into like a producer or the A&R going, hold on, Joe.
Right.
You need a couple of these album fillers.
And that's where you come into play.
Yeah. So like, okay, so I'll spit this one. So like, I still be on Clubhouse periodically. I just listen.
Right.
But I don't give a fuck who get offended by this. Shout out to Easy Offended. In my executive ear, and my projection, I love Dr. Dre. I'm not taking away from Dr. Dre, even if you want to get to what he produced or what he hasn't. Right. To me, just me, and a couple others who fuck with me on this, Alchemist is the king of L.A. Test me on it. Who has it? He finna do a fucking album with Erykah Badu? I'll wait. His discography is fucking him up. And he's still in his own lane. He's still doing his own thing. And now people are like, I need an Alchemist beat.
Yeah.
Look at this. I mean, and then prove me wrong because he fucked the game over Kendrick Lamar. So I'll wait.
And the thing about it, I keep forgetting that he's from LA.
Bang.
I really think.
I thought my man, look at the shit face.
I thought he was from New York.
No, he started off with DJ Muggs.
Yeah, I knew that.
He used to fucking rap.
Yeah.
He used to rap.
He was out there with Dilated Peoples and all that
and
shit.
He's from LA, G. I mean, I get it. Mustard got Mustard and Hit, but y'all didn't like Hit Boy to the third Nas album. Technically the second. Y'all was not fucking with Hit Boy them first two Nas albums.
Yeah, but speaking of Hit Boy, him and Alchemist got quite a few projects together.
Yeah.
You know what
I think Hit Boy was like, damn, this motherfucking Alchemist is fucking him up.
Yeah, see, the reason why I like Alchemist, I think I mentioned it before, because like he would literally go to how he finds these samples is insane. Like he was like, bro, he like literally, I would go to a record store and and I'll just flip through records and it's just a feeling I get or a cover I get and I'll pull it up, look at the back, throw it in. It could be some wild, crazy ass cover. You be like, this shit's horrible. But you get it on here, and I will find that 2 second that I'm gonna sample that. His beats, he be having like 4 or 5 samples in one.
Make you kind of miss
one joint.
Mass Appeal's Rhythm Roulette. When they used to have the producers come in, go to the record store, because my Thelonis was on there, and you find a sample. Well, they like to pick like 5 records,
right?
And they got to make a beat out of them motherfuckers. That shit used to be dope as hell to me because I started off in the game managing DJs and then rolled over to managing producers. So that's all I gained my need.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Get a producer to blindfold them, have them go
that's
to the
what they did.
store.
That's what Mass Appeal did. They had the Rhythm Roulette shit. And they, I think they about to start it back up. I don't think Mass Appeal is doing it, but I think somebody's like trying to bring that feeling back. Because we just got too many fucking... I mean, I hate saying this, like, you just got too many email beats nowadays. And the producer's not necessarily in the studio to help the artist paint the picture. Because here's the canvas. The producer lays the canvas.
Right.
Here's the canvas. Where's the BPMs, where's the snare, the kick. And you want to work with the artist to go, okay, let's work around this and weave it this way to get the best product forward. Not because you like the fucking beat and because you can fucking rap. That's obvious, nigga.
Right.
But how do you make... not necessarily a hit, but a good song. So, like, I'll say, so like in the Griselda world, do they make necessarily big hits? No, but Benny, no bad bar Benny. You can't name a bad fucked up bar this motherfucker gave you. And God forbid if he did this shit with Derringer or fucking Alchemist where he's in the studio with him, this shit comes out great. And then you got fucking Psychopath, A.K.A. West. I call him psychopathic. But he's curating a sound that shit is kind of fucking impeccable right about now. That nigga's curating dope ass shit. So going back to my Chicago shit,
definitely painting pictures.
I think West kind of laid like a blueprint for motherfuckers to follow. It's just we not in Chicago, we not picking up on it sonically because we do have a sound. Shout out to Jujilla, Rufus, and Pano, and Fillmore, and Vic, and shout out to my artist IamGawd. But we're not in the production lane. Like each one of them niggas can rap. Fucking hands down.
Right.
But I think once we start tapping into Dr. Mindbender, my son, and a couple of other producers and really sit up with them, like I don't think it sounds dope that you created an album in a week, but then shit, even I kind of don't fuck with him. But look at Saba and what No ID did. That shit took like months. Are you really mad at an album that takes a month to build and it's the best fucking product?
Yeah.
Shit, even dope dealers, even though they cooked that shit up quick, but they made sure they got the motherfucking best dope shit.
Right.
This ain't stepped on.
Right.
Not a line down the goddamn street. Motherfuckers, if it's heroin, sorry for saying it like that, if it's dog food, look at Heroin Highway out west. The motherfuckers out there at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning because they got that shit.
Yeah.
Same thing for fucking music. But we'll get into that,
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Speaking of music, what do you think ever happened to Wale?
That was
no, because the random
blog era. I mean, he got a new album. I think he's dropping now.
He's back on. Era. He's on J. Cole's last festival.
Oh, I mean, he's dope as shit. And I gotta.
I feel like Drake took the sensitive lane.
Really?
Like
took his
kind because
female lane.
Wale was for the ladies for real.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like Drake kind of oversaturated that space. And I also feel like Wale was like one of the people that he never really kind of figured out who he was as an artist.
I think he did. It's just that the blog era meant so much to him during that era in his push. Like a couple of artists from that blog era, like shit, look at Big Sean. Do we still love Big Sean the same? Do we still love... The only person I think that kind of made it out the blog era because he stayed himself was Currency.
Yeah.
Because he had his own following from that.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to the ladies, he stayed true to himself. But, because like I got a dope-ass story to tell. Thelonis and Wale had did a joint that ESPN wanted. And at the time, we were signed to a certain publishing company. I ain't going to mention their names, but fuck them. So this is how they dropped the ball. It was Ron Isley? It was a rest in peace. It was a who just passed. Roy Ayers sample, which I was pissed about, but which we kind of talked about, me managing Mark Fuller and doing these events in Hartford, Connecticut. I kind of got cool with Roy Ayers, so he sampled Roy Ayers. I was able to call the estate. Instead of the price being up here, he like, Smallz, I remember you. Dang, yeah, you and Mark Fuller used to, bring me out to, man, I only charge you at the time, I think it was like $8,000 when the sample part was going to be like 15.
Right.
He only hit us for the 8.
That's what's up.
So I hit Wale manager on some, pardon me for saying this, on some R. Kelly shit, let's go half on a baby. I got 4, you got 4, let's get this shit done. But we didn't get it. So ESPN, when they finna do that shit for First Take and in the morning show, like you finna eat publishing wise like a motherfucker, because that shit is steady spinning.
Right.
All the commercials, the First Take through the whole week, and if they really fuck with the song, it'll be on there for a minute.
Right.
So publishing wise, I'm like, oh shit, we finna be straight. Fuck this publishing deal, we finna be out. And the publishing company we were at dropped the ball because we were finna pay for the sample, but you only have so much time. Like ESPN is rolling, they're not fucking around. They don't give a fuck who you are.
Right.
And so we had to join Wale. Me and his manager got the money together, and then let's say by Tuesday, Wednesday, we had everything straight. By Friday, the publishing company was still slow dragging. They was like, all right, we cool. I was heated, G.
Damn.
I was heated because I'm thinking about is the money. I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
We're going through a situation now, and I'm being an asshole, and I really don't care, but I'm trying to be cool because sometimes you have to be willing to walk away. That's one thing I learned in the music business.
And that way, if you walk away, you still have that relationship. Because it wasn't time.
It's the relationship, but more than anything in business, they're going to respect the shit out you. Because it ain't about the money. You're going to respect this move that I'm doing. Like, damn, this motherfucker walked away from 10 stacks? The deal wasn't right. What the fuck can you got to respect it because it wasn't about the money.
Right.
It hurts. It hurts because you're looking at that 10,000 bump like shit.
Like to me, because Wale had some records.
He got records.
No.
He got some records. Like he got hits.
He got hits.
He got some.
Yeah,
but I don't think it transferred well after kind of like the blog era. And when, like he said, it left this wide open space where he had the ladies and you kind of had Drake coming in. And then you kind of had like the lackluster of Push. I think he stepped back because like labels was kind of on bullshit at the time.
Yeah.
And then certain people who like me know that 000 whatever that 17 cents on the dollar, 7 cents on the dollar shit ain't really it because I have to pay for radio, which is like $250 and up, $250,000 and up to push a record. And then you got like certain marketing companies that you have to work with the record to work it and shit. I think he just stepped away from all the bullshit of the music business per se. Because I mean, I think he can fucking make a hit in his sleep.
He does. I mean, and he has a pretty loyal fan base too.
Loyal fan base, G. Loyal.
And I. So this is me speaking as like I've never been a Wale fan. Mm-hmm. Like he's somebody I respect, but I never really. He just wasn't my style.
Even when he was doing the MMG shit with Ross and them, that shit was kind of hot.
It wasn't. I mean, he got like a couple of songs.
Diced Pineapples.
Yeah, it's like he got a couple
here.
His
G.
But, you know, I mean, he got. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like
Sometimes
you can't take. And what's that song he had with Usher? The wedding song.
Don't make me lie to you.
Was it Usher? On the
Seinfeld,
yeah. He had the song. It was like a black wedding song for like a hot little second. You know what the fuck I'm talking about?
Damn.
That's Bryson Tiller.
Yeah,
I said Usher.
Yeah, he was all that.
Out here plagiarizing his nigga name. He had nothing to do with that.
Don't
shit.
make me lie to you. Cause I'll lie.
Because he's had some records. Wale has definitely had some.
Wale definitely had some hits. I ain't gonna take that away from him. Like. It just seemed like, so when you brought up that whole MMG thing, like that just seemed like even that move itself, like wasn't really like what MMG was as a label and what Wale was as an artist, never really seemed to line up for real. At least not in my eyes.
See, no offense, this is what I get paid to do. So if you're gonna build a label, you think about it like even a basketball team. You got your Steph Curry, you got your shooter. Right. You got your Draymond. That would have been Meek Mill. Right. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, kind of like Meek Mill because he gonna bully. He gonna give you the hits, and
he gonna do some wild shit. He gonna say some wild shit.
He gonna say and do some wild shit. The streets gonna love it.
Wale is for the ladies.
You know what I'm saying? And you got Wale over there. Like you got a full, you know.
He's for the ladies. He got the sneaker heads. He got the wrestling crowd.
For instance, if I actually start back up my label, okay, I got God MC, who's a fucking bar smith. Right. He's just like, my thing is I can put God in a studio with like the best spitters and he gonna come out with something. He gonna eat somebody neck missing. He gonna come back like a pause on this. Don't get mad, dog. He gonna come out with an arm, leg, or something like, okay, good boy, good shit, hell yeah. Right. And then you gonna have that one artist that's gonna just float over all that shit and just make a good fucking record. Right. And building your label, shit, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's about market share. Right. That's what people don't really understand is the market share between the big labels and shit. How much time and energy and viewership did we gain for the whole year? So the same thing with your label. Like I got dude over here, he's shooting shit out threes. I got this dude over here, he barring motherfuckers, he cutting everybody's head off. Right. And I got this one dude, he just making hit fucking records. Win fucking win.
Yeah, and that's definitely, I agree with that. That's you can have it diverse, but then you have like, so you have somebody like you look at like Death Row, right?
They had it all too, if you think about it.
They did. But
Dash was fucking it up, G.
But it was still like pretty much all like West Coast gangster rap. You look at Griselda, like a lot of them are pretty much it's kind of like they follow the same kind of blueprint to a certain extent. Yeah,
but you got like so like. I love Conway. We had this discussion. I love him because he signed somebody that don't sound shit like him. Like Jay Ski is talking about, like what you said, sneakers, boxing. Right. He don't rap like Conway. Conway's like a dog. He finna go kill some .com, .org, .edu. Right. So he signed a motherfucker that is not in the even same lane as him. Okay. That was to me one of the dopest shits ever.
Yeah. You always gotta sign it out. out.
Yeah. It may be harder, but shit, that road to
every label in the late 90s, early 2000s, if it was Rockefeller, you had, like you said, you had a starting five.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You Bleak is gonna do 250, he gonna go gold. You're gonna have Benny Siegel, he gonna probably go platinum. Freeway gonna go platinum with a single, go gold as an album. You got Bad Boy, you got G-Dep, Black Rob.
Shit, no, going back to them, but don't forget you got Chris and Neef over there making fucking hits, G.
Yeah. Chris and
Don't
Neef.
slip on Chris and
They
Neef,
even tried to
Can't
slip
stop,
into
won't stop. Rockefeller Records. We get down. We get down. That shit's still going.
And they tried. And they even had they had an R&B side too, because they had Rail.
Yeah,
they had
man,
Christian
Rail,
Brothers.
Man,
Right,
Christian
Alan
and Rail
Yeah.
made one of the dopest songs. Like I used to make Mustafa, Twilight, DJ Word. Shout out to my man DJ Word, DJ Mustafa. I used to always, in the hype of that shit, like, hey man, slow this shit out and play motherfucking Rail. This shit finna get sexy as hell.
Hey, that Love for Free?
What? That's still one of my
Love
all-time
for
high.
free.
That Love for
That
Free
shit is still one of my all-time.
Gives a
Hurry, baby.
Yeah, that Love for Free.
Please
that
don't
shit.
wait too long. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
But yeah, back in the even with Birdie, you had Ashanti.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had Ja.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Who else? Bad
RIP.
Boy. You had all those.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should.
so
Yeah, all of
I mean, but outside, so like Bad Boy is kind of funny though, because if you really think about it, outside of Biggie,
No Diddy.
outside of Biggie, right? Outside of Biggie, they ain't really had no other hip hop superstars for real.
They just didn't get a
Mace.
chance.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Mace.
Man, I've
Mace,
heard of
yeah.
so like they were discussing that shit one
They
day.
didn't. I would say the Locks got bigger after they left Bad Boy, but okay, but we I'll give you the Locks. I'll give you the Locks.
Okay, please.
I'm sorry. But continue. My bad. Bro.
So like, no, I think like because I was around for that time, man. Rest in peace to my boy Bristal. One of my first jobs was over at Bad Boy. So Bristal had wrote "We Ain't Going Nowhere." I Need a Girl for Puff, and he wrote rest in peace Bristal. He wrote like a couple other joints for Puff. I just think like his death, because what he was doing and writing so much for everybody, G, and third and fourth fucking person, this nigga was retardedly dope. He didn't get a chance to put what he could have into the other groups in it, like Junior Mafia. Like Junior Mafia could have been and should have been scheduled to blow. I mean,
Oh yeah.
if you think about it.
And Lil' Kim still did blow, but remember she was on Undies. She was on Bad Boy.
Yeah, but you know, you still
Which is
had,
crazy. Like,
yeah,
how did that work?
Because that was supposed to be big label.
on a big label.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, motherfuckers didn't know, G.
Right,
and
right.
Big was writing all that shit. So, like,
He
you
was
had
gonna
Lil
put Mafia
C's.
on too.
Shit, Lil C's first album wasn't
Hey,
that bad.
Hey, that
C's
Wonderful
album,
World of Caesar Leo.
The
Man.
Wonderful World of Caesar Leo was
The
not
hardest
bad
joint
album.
ever still to me to this day is him, Briss, Jay-Z. Oh,
Yes.
my God.
Yeah.
Fucking went ape shit.
Yeah.
Now, I might be able to remember that shit. Like, because C's popped the fuck off, G, on that motherfucker.
Yeah, he did.
I ain't saying he got Jay-Z, but he fucking stood toe-to-toe with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
That,
shit was
that was a good
hardcore.
record. I forgot all about that album.
I don't.
Yeah, because remember he had that song with Carl Thomas on that.
That
You
shit
know
was
what?
hard.
You know what?
But that
other
go back to what I
album-
was saying about production, though. Like,
what I
fucking
was
Puff
going
had the
back.
hitman, like Stevie J,
Stevie J,
all them motherfuckers over there, G.
Mario Winans.
But you know who album was cold too?
Oh.
Nori's first album.
You had fucking Pharrell, G. Stop.
But he only did what, 2 records?
But see, if you got like the so like, all right, here's
that,
an
that was a class. You
here's an
could play
A&R
that
trick I
all the
go
way
into.
through.
Here's an A&R trick I go into with you all.
Okay.
So let's just take my man Jujilla or God, for instance. And you take 3 producers. Let's just say King Thelonis, Dr. Mindbender, and what's the kid I fuck with now? He just did. Damn, that's fucked up. Ill City, right? Ill City kind of makes a type of beat where you can kind of put that shit maybe on radio, right? So what I would do is I would have King Thelonis make the skeleton of the album. So I'm gonna let him do the first 3 to 4 joints. It's gonna be 12 joints, right?
Right.
And this is why I be fucking y'all up and y'all don't understand. But when I say this, y'all I'm like, oh shit. So it's like You get King Thelonis to do like the skeleton of it, like the first 3 to 4 joints, and that's gonna be what the album is going to be about. So all the other producers are coming in going, oh shit, okay, that's what you got? Okay, bet. Now I can craft shit around what Thelo did. Now Doc is coming in because he's kind of in the same lane. He can make those A and B fillers. So then by the time we get to motherfucking Ill City, he just putting the sprinkles on it like, oh shit, well here goes some hits. And that's how you get a complete album that y'all fall in love with, and y'all don't understand why. Because that skeleton was so hard, the making of the album.
So you think Pharrell for Nori's first album? Because Nori's first album was the lead single.
Trackmasters.
What?
Nah.
What was the lead single?
It was that NRE. Nori got niggas on the run.
Was that Trackmasters?
I think that was Tragedy Gaddafi.
But then he hit him with that dun dun dun.
Pharrell just came. Pharrell came in and dropped the motherfucking sprinkles for the singles. Right. I think Trackmasters and Tragedy kind of laid.
Trackmasters did that one, I think.
Trackmasters did the like blueprint, and then after that, all you needed was, hey Pharrell, let me get that dun 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 dun. That's the single now.
What?
And roll,
which
roll
put the
credits.
Neptunes on.
And then you go mellow. Because Body in the Trunk with Nas.
Right.
One of the greatest storytelling rap songs ever.
Right. Yeah. So let me ask you, right? Because now we got it. So which version would you prefer? So you got like people have multiple producers, right? Because some of the greatest albums of all time. Because you got like...
I hate multiple producers. Shit.
So when you think about, Illmatic, right? Illmatic, it was basically like a fucking producer all-star team.
Yeah.
You got Large Professor, you got Pete Rock, you got Q-Tip, and you got Premier. You know what I'm saying? You got 9 songs, 4 different producers.
But at that time, though, look who you just named, though. Like, those are like, I'm not trying to shit on today's producers or beat makers type shit, but you got real producers, so like, they command that respect where I could be like, man, Larnell, you might want to change that bar. And you ain't mad. Because he's proficient in what he does. You not finna go back and forth because look at the fucking stats. This motherfucker does this.
Right.
It's like my thing with Let the Work Show, like, Smallz, what the fuck have you done? Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? I got deals out of A&R this albums. You know, if you want to listen, you can listen. But if you don't, you can pay me for this hour and I'm out. Because I'm charging you by the fucking hour. Fuck that, I need my money. Yeah. It's just what it is. I don't think we really listen and don't respect the producers to be like, this man that sat up and crafted this beat for you. Again, he laid a nice fucking canvas for your ass to be like, boom, 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 boom.
So you think it's preferably like one producer for the whole album, for the whole project?
Love those, but maybe you can, I wouldn't go more than 2 or 3 tops. Because you're gonna need different things from different producers. Like going back to, like I said about like with Pharrell now, you may have a producer out here that just makes fucking like singles and shit, and you might want to add that to your fucking album if you're trying to go to radio or gain a big following or push the album or something.
Right.
But if you're just trying to like craft a classic, shit, you might want to go just like 1 or 2 producers though. Because like I'm gonna fuck y'all up with this. Think about Bum J when he first started.
Ooh.
It was only really like Bugs, Xtream. It was only like 2 or 3 really producers.
Shout out to Bugs.
It wasn't that many producers on that shit. And Welcome to Grimeyville is still the shit. How many producers on that? I'll wait. Yeah.
I don't even know.
Y'all, it ain't that many, goddamn it. I know that.
Yeah.
Who produced that? Who
I think that was Bugs. Bugs
I think
and
so. I think
it was Bugs and maybe like 1 or 2 from Xtream. I gotta ask him. You just called too. I gotta ask him.
Bugs, that's
who?
Like,
Welcome to Grimeyville. Shit, that was like 2002.
02?
That was like 02.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have that many producers on
so
that
then,
shit.
so you got like 1 or 2, but then there are a few outliers because like Jay-Z, like Black Album, where you had like Timberland, you got Pharrell, you had Knife
name
Wonder,
it.
but those are all heavy hitters, right? You know what I'm saying?
Again, like even if you watch the Fade to Black documentary or any documentaries on with Jay, like for instance, the one part we all love is when Jay walk in the studio and Pharrell like, shit. Dun, 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 dun. I got this shit for you.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit they talking
7
about.
chords.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun.
They was competing with each other.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And Jay just turn off the light. Like, you can't go wrong, G. It's the format, and going back to the Chicago shit, I don't think we really mentally look at that shit and go, damn, it is a fucking blueprint. Like, you can follow this, like, schematics and shit to go like, oh, shit, that's really how it's done. You can't reinvent the wheel, but you can fucking put some 20s or some Daytons on that bitch, though.
Right.
You know, it is what it is. Get mad.
So let's backtrack for a little bit, man, just more about you.
Okay.
Like, so how did you, what brought you into the music industry, man? Like, what put you there?
It's weird. It's a dope story. We got a little time. So I was fake popular in high school. My mom.
What high school you go to now?
I went to Morgan Park, goddammit, and I got drafted for baseball.
Mighty Mustangs.
Mighty Mustangs.
You know, is that a Chicago thing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You asked motherfucker where they went to high school?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I already knew. I just wanted them to say it. You know?
No, like when you go away to school or you go out of the state or whatever, and the motherfuckers, first thing they ask you, where you from? Chicago. What high school you went to?
Right. That's how you know. Now, you
know
say you went
saying?
to Rich East, nigga, you ain't from Chicago.
You ain't from Chicago, motherfuckers. You went to Evanston. Like, shout out to my boy Lil D, my line, bro. Like, you went to where? Evanston. Was we really rocking with Evanston like that? No, not really.
You know.
No. But I went to Morgan
North
Park.
Pole about as far as it go.
You know, I went to Morgan Park, played baseball, and shout out to my boy Mark Simmons. He got drafted. I got drafted, but I went to college instead. Went to Jackson State. Shout out to JSU. But I was prom king. You know, run up for best dress type shit like that. I always been kind of fake popular, but I put that on playing baseball from Jackie Robinson West. Yeah. Like, that's how I got to, like, man, rest in peace, Mr. Haley. I got to meet so many people in the city because even though we were in the hundreds off 107th at Mount Vernon, we had kids from over here. Shout out to my boy Baseball Joe. Motherfuckers didn't bug out how much I know. What's the name from Viola? Dan Petty.
Yeah.
I watched Dan Petty grow up playing baseball since he was like 7 shit. The reason I know Shake and Terrence, a.k.a. Shake and Bump, is because me and Shake played baseball since we was like 6. I know nigga mama and everything. Shake and him wasn't from around 107th. My boy Jeff Jackson, who was the #1 draft pick under Blackjack Ben McDonald from you Sox fans, who he was from like off Halsted and shit. So like I got to meet so many kids from the projects. Right. West side of Chicago and shit, and I kept those relationships.
And that's the difference with Chicago. You can it is a city where you can you could go to the most hooded school.
Yeah.
But your best friend goes to the fucking like Lincoln Park.
Yeah, so like even for like you wearing a leader shirt, that's my cousin Corey. We could not and still don't stand each other. Like we always played against each other. Baseball.
Because he went to Southern.
Oh, yeah.
He went to fuck Southern. He went to Southern. Right. But he went what fucking park? He gonna kill me for this shit when he see it, old grumpy Smurf ass. But we always played against Jack Up the West.
I was with the grumpy Smurf earlier today, man.
Yeah, I know, it was Sunday. He was the only day he had to fucking store it. And we've always had that camaraderie though. So when I went to Jackson State, he saw me up there and he was at Southern. Oh shit, yeah, fuck dude, we own that. But I mean that's kinda like so fast forward, when I came home from school from playing ball, I did the typical shit. I started working on the Wall Street here in Chicago, and then I went over to the Chicago Tribune, and I was a money manager over there. I used to manage. I have a degree in economics, but I used to manage $40 million a month for the Tribune. And so even in high school, I used to throw parties in my backyard with my guys and shit from Morgan Park. But I stay in Beverly. Julian right there. You know what I'm saying? Corliss.
Not too far.
Because one of my best friends growing up, I played baseball. Shout out to my boy Devon Carruthers. He played ball, and he hooped at Corliss.
Yep, and you had Chaz.
You had Chaz. So it's all us athlete guys hanging out together. When let's throw a party. And I stay in Beverly, so like, no disrespect, my backyard is your whole block. I got like every kid from like Julian, everybody from like Red South in my backyard. Right. One of my guys to this day, shout out to the Harlan baseball coach. He was white. He was the only motherfucker I knew that said nigga. It was evil back in the day. Like, really, what? Harlan baseball coach was white as shit. What is his name?
He used to say the word nigga.
And, yeah, he used to say nigga. And motherfuckers would be like, wait, what? He was hood as shit, though. Like, it was weird, but
we just thought he was really light skinned.
No, he thought he was really light skinned. No, he's white. But so like being at the Tribune, right down the street from me, was to me one of the greatest marketing minds of all time. Definitely from the 90s and going into the 2000s. My boy Reginald Jolly, a.k.a. Reg, Reg Knock. He was the creative director for Pharell Communications, like one of the top black-owned marketing firms. He did
It's a few people. I think I know.
He did the Sprite commercial. He did the Common shit. He did like the Voltron commercial. He did all that.
Yeah.
And so I used to hang out with him. And again, I'm gonna repeat this story again. I used to meet up with him to go to the Dem Dead parties, and this is when the Jackson line, how you all know it, is cool as shit now. But when I was going, nigga was crack deals, heroin sales. There wasn't no lights walking up under that bitch. You could see a dead baby in that motherfucker. It was horrible. I'm not bullshitting.
Right.
And I'm on some polo shit because I've always been on that.
Right.
But I'm meeting up with Reg, and we going to meet up with Twilight, and we going to Dem Dead party. So that was kind of like my introduction into like the hip hop world. Even though I was in it, I wasn't in it because I ain't gonna lie, I was a house head at first and shit. I was rocking Willie Webb, but still always rock polo. Right. Shouts to my mom, but you know she always kept me dipped. So I'm hanging around Reg and all this hip hop shit, and he doing the graffiti, doing the commercials and everything. And I'm definitely in it. Shout out to Von Doe, shout out to Terry, because I always had that debate of how hip hop like really got started. I want to say fucking Terry playing hip hop and Ferris playing hip hop. So like I remember going to like a Longwood school, and Ferris is playing hip hop up at that bitch. Even though he playing house, he go to like a whole hour or two of just hip hop. And niggas is up there breakdancing and shit, and I'm witnessing that shit like, damn, yeah, that's dope. And then I'm going, like, Terry playing at the fucking, I might have a year wrong, but, like, niggas don't know Terry Hunter was playing, like, hip-hop at the Fort. Yeah. Jeff Fort's Fort. That nigga was playing hip-hop at that shit. And so, yeah, I'm old. I'm fucking, like, you know, so, like, I'm going to Dem Dead parties up by, like, DePaul and shit with Reg and Twilight. And then I was, like, being around Twilight, and me, like you said, I was just putting pieces to the puzzle together. I met Monop, and this is when I'm just still, my real name is Jonathan. So I'm just Jonathan, the finance dude who was from the streets. We ain't going to talk about that, but we'll talk about it. But I'm walking around, even then, I'm like Brother Muzone. I got a shirt and bow tie on, because half my family's from the Nation of Islam, and then it's like Muslim and shit, and then like the other half, you know, it's Vice Lords and Stones and shit, but I'm the one that went to school, so I'm still dipped in the motherfucking Ralph Lauren suit, motherfucking shout out the purple label with the bow tie on, and motherfuckers looking like, the fuck is this dude on? But I'm sitting there like observing, and I'm watching Twilight, and I'm around Don C, Happy, and I learned a lot from Monop, because I'm watching Monop really brand hustle. And everybody's like, you the finance dude. Man, help us count this and put this shit together. And so I'm watching.
So you a Jew was basically, because that's where he went to.
Yeah. Jew is my son's godfather. He went to fam with my son's mom, and Jew is my godfather of my son. So like, I'm going to these parties and shit, and it's dope because like, Monop and them had like, even with Twilight and them, they had like, you got finance guys in the party, you got like drug dealers in the party, you got gangbangers in the party, you got like rich white kids from DePaul and that whole area, Evanston and shit, and everybody coming together. And this shit is amazing because I'm like, look at all these people in this party. This shit dope as hell. Which leads to how I really got into it was a spot called Mercedes. Well, rewind. I had just came back from New York on some kicking and shit, but I've always been friends. I've always studied shit and just looked at shit like from the business mind. And shout out to Still in Tech. Shout out to rest in peace Sean P. I had been fucking with them since like 92 or 93. And
you talking about the world famous Boot Camp Click?
Yes, and they got a new album out. Shout out to Smith and Wesson. I had went to New York.
Yes, y'all.
And came back. Me and Tony Banks, I threw their first ever like Boot Camp Click, the whole clique. I threw a concert at Metro here in Chicago.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. That's why rest in peace Sean P. will never come back to Chicago because he whipped a little, excuse my French, he whipped a little white boy at the hot dog spot across the street.
Oh yeah, the motherfucking
they called a charge. He was never coming back to Chicago because he called a charge and whooping dude across the street in the hot dog spot. But rewind to that as again, like you were saying earlier, I am still, even though we went over those lyrics and they super questionable now, I was the biggest Biggie Smalls fan. I came back because shout out to my man McKelly Jameson, who to me was like the father of all of Monop and all of us in the music business. He wrote like Faith, first two albums and shit. So
Classic albums.
Yeah, he gave me my first start. I started working with the kid, Bristal and Junior Mafia, and he was writing shit for Puff. That was like my first managerial, my second managerial slot that got me the music. But the first was coming back, and Monop and Don and Twilight lived on Wood up north, off North Avenue, like Wood Street. We all had a crib. They all had a crib together. And that's where I got the name from Monop, Jonnie Smallz, and I gave him the name John Monopoly because to me, he was monopolizing some shit that was not even here yet. Like, this shit was just so dope to me. Like, we had the Dragon Room, and we had any and everybody in that bitch. Ball players, some of the biggest drug dealers, but everybody was comfortable in that bitch.
Dragon Room was amazing.
And he was monopolizing the game because I'll openly say it, like, outside of Teddy Gilmore, blacks was not going downtown for shit.
No.
At all.
Blacks didn't go past fucking Blacks did not go over the bridge going into Michigan Avenue.
And the crazy thing about what I loved about Dragon Room is that the VIP room, you didn't know who was there.
It was upstairs away
And
from
you
everybody.
wouldn't care.
It was away from
You didn't give
everybody.
a fuck because you was on the dance floor with a bad chick and you were just kicking it. Right. So like Monop gave me the name Jonnie Smallz, and then that led. Well, before that it was I'm not gonna mention dude's name because I think he's still in the business. I think he might still be. I don't think he's still at Baby Grand, but a certain promoter. We was at this spot called Mercedes Club, and it was on Jackson and Halsted. It's a fucking Taco Bell now. Long story short, like Greektown was not Greektown the way y'all see it to this day.
I already know.
Y'all may still see the parking lot back there across from Philly's Best. You know that big parking lot right there?
Yeah.
Philly's best.
Yeah.
Fuck with them. It used to be a
Chicken
club
Philly.
called Mercedes Club, and that's when Monop and them first brought Cameron in here and Mace for Horse and Carriage.
Right.
So the promoter was there, and I'm not gonna mention what Monopoly was always definitely making their money, but to me, Twilight Tone wasn't making enough money because even though Monopoly and them are the hot sauce, the reason why you're staying for the hot sauce is this fucking DJ. Twilight is fucking them up. Yeah. Me and Xtream was just talking about this shit early. That's where I got it from. Of Twilight spinning shit like, you not up on this. You're not up on this shit? I'm going to spin this shit back. He's spinning Biggie. He's spinning Nas. He's spinning, like we was in a record pool and we getting those white label records and shit. I miss those days. And I'm going to B Street, going to get records and shit for him and signing up to Def Jam. And I'm signed up to all the labels, all of them. And they sending me records like it ain't shit. Like to where a point my mother was like, you got to do something with this shit. And I had fucked her car up from going to pick Twilight up because he literally has like 8 crates of records. And my mother had a Lumina, which had a big-ass trunk on some body shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But them bitches is heavy because he got the flight case and real milk crates of records. So I'm hitting bumps, fuck my mom's car up and shit. Rest in peace, moms. But I'm managing Twilight, and I'm like, for what you're doing and keeping people to stay, which Chicago people are still in the house movement, kind of, sort of. We're bringing this hip-hop in. Gee, you need to be getting paid this. Right. And so he was like, well, why don't you manage me then? And Reg was like, yeah, Smalls, why don't you get on that shit? And so my first move was telling this promoter, like, man, my man need at least $250 an hour. Matter of fact, you can just pay him $500 and let him close out the night, which DJs was not making. Not trying to shit on them, but like DJs was not making. And so like you had Mustafa Word. This is the birth of rest in peace Timbuktu and shit. Man, miss my little brother. Ooh, don't cry. So you got all these DJs who are dope as shit. They opening up. Yeah. But Twilight's the fucking man. Yeah. Pay this man. And dude was like, man, what you think this shit is? I'm like, dude, don't let the bow tie and suit fool you. I am who I am.
Right.
You see Buddy over there? He got it on him, Joe. So that's how I started making money with Twilight and kind of got me my introduction to the party promoting life and shit with Monop and them. But like my actual, like I would say first, like that was like managing DJs, which was my start. Yeah. But Xtream gave me my first like move into the like lift the code up and lift the thought facts up and lift the car facts up of, oh, this is how this shit really runs on the record side. Right. Because he had did Back Like That, which was one of the biggest songs for Ghostface and Kanye. Yeah. Shout out to Lenny S and gave him his biggest fucking song. Shout out to my boy Lenny S. But so I met Xtream at Cinnabar and he just told me, I think this was like 06, I think. And me and him started fucking up, like rocking with each other. And so go backwards. I'm managing Mark Fuller at the time. We going to Connecticut doing First Fridays. Right. And we fucking with the Cinnabar. It's not even a Cinnabar now. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, no, I don't know what. I was just down there today. I don't know what it is.
Milwaukee is wild as hell.
Yeah,
It's right across the street from the Point. It used to be a club called the Center Bar with Joe Russo, who owns Shrine.
Right down from the Double Door.
Right down. I forgot what
it's that district.
I think it is District.
Is that District?
Because it got it downstairs, right?
Yeah.
So that used to be the Center Bar.
I think that is District.
It is.
Yeah, it used to be Center Bar,
right?
Where they had the restaurant upstairs, and me and Mark Fuller used to do Super Soul Sundays downstairs with live jazz.
I remember me and him was down there that night, and we heard
they played that Get By shit for the first
Get By
time.
the remix.
Yeah,
no, it was just Get By.
It was just Get By. It wasn't.
And Kanye was there, and he was like, "Yo."
Yeah.
He literally gave me, like, play this record right now.
When he gave it to Mark that night? Yeah.
That shit.
Remember I said I only met dude like 1 or 2 times, but
that was a great night.
I'm so intertwined with everybody, but I never, I just never fucked with dude. But I remember I definitely was there for that night. Like,
GL was my nigga. That was our guy.
Yeah, shout out to GLC. I'm actually, I don't know if I can speak on that, but shout out to GLC. We working on something right now. Xtream gonna kill me. But, so, like, I'm managing Mark after working with Twilight and managing him and doing the parties and shit with Monop and them. My boy Mark Fuller, he went to Jackson State with us too. And shout out to Tone B Nimble. So even at Jackson State, I'm watching Twilight Tone B Nimble practice DJing and going to the motherfucking DJ competition and becoming a Superman under Clark Kent. Rest in peace, my big bro Clark Kent. So I'm watching all this hip hop shit, and I got old school Ice Gree, who started Stu Park Stowaways, David Banner, Kamikaze. Like,
because David Banner went to.
He was in Mississippi too. He went to Jackson State for a minute, and then I'm around all this hip hop shit. But again, I'm a business person, so I'm the person that'll be like, let's make some money off this shit, G, like that. I come from a hustling ass family. Like, my mom was a hustler and shit before she found Jesus. So, like, seriously, my mother was a straight hustler. My son recorded her. My mother had like 3 Fed cases before she found Jesus. She was like, okay, I got to leave this shit alone for my son. Like, dead ass. And she was caught up in Detroit. Like, she had a Fed case in Detroit, Chicago, and like Louisiana, because my family from New Orleans. She had like 3 Fed cases at one time, and she was like, God alive, please let me out.
Rolling Stone.
Mom was the shit. So she was like, if you get me out of this, I am never turning back. And my whole other side of the family was like, the fuck you mean? We making money. She was like, no, not for my son. We not finna, because it's a revolving door. All you niggas do is go to jail and roll credit. So, like, from that, I've always had the hustler mentality. So, leaving Twilight, parting ways with him and Monop, Mark Fuller comes back. Well, no, first Mark Fuller graduates before me. I come back working with Twilight and them and Monop. So, Mark Fuller moves to Connecticut because he was working for Shell, but he's always been a DJ. Yeah, literally Shell Corporation, and he started doing First Fridays out there. And then so I was always going to New York or the Humble. Connecticut ain't number 2 hours from New York, right? So I would just go up there, kick it with him at the party, help him with the party, and then come on, Smallz, drive me to New York. Look, fuck it, let's go. We going to B Street, bitch, out the door. So we going to the record store, and I'm grabbing all the dope shit. And I knew all the DJs up in there. Like, again, I knew Smith and Wesson. Yeah. I could easily go on the block. I knew Mace. I mean, not Mace. I knew Lil C's, Kim, and all them early. My man was Bristal, so I got the super Brooklyn pass. Right. Like, one of the funny stories to this day, I will go into maybe another time when my son is here, is how Still is tripping on how I didn't walk through Brooklyn. He like, nigga, you done went to, like, Fort Greene to, like, fucking, like nobody does that shit. I'm like, and
that's when Brooklyn was really
nigga. The first time I got stuck up before here, but the only time I got robbed was in New York. Like, funny story. Like, motherfucker got me. But like, I ain't trying to get off course. So like, moving over towards Mark, he comes back to Chicago, and he starts doing events here. So again, like, I'm gonna credit Monop, Teddy Gilmore, of the reason why blacks are even downtown. Going to parties. Again, like, I'm going to stand on this like I told y'all before. Fucking Teddy Gilmore I'm finna fuck their head up. Teddy Gilmore threw a party at the train station in Chicago, Union Station, which is fed. You can't even imagine trains, let alone a big-ass fucking, like...
That's where they found untouchable.
Yeah, like 2,300 kids in that bitch, and it's $100 a pop. Like, you ain't even tripping. It's $100. You ain't lying. Like,
right.
This motherfucking line going
You ain't care.
You did not care.
Right.
Teddy, and he threw some shit, which is Macy's now. He did a party at fucking Marshall Fields upstairs. Motherfuckers don't even know it's an upstairs ballroom in that bitch.
Yeah.
big as fuck.
Right.
She looking like, wait, what the fuck?
Museum science and industry. Nigga, he threw some shit at the Shed Aquarium.
He threw shit at the Shed Aquarium.
I remember working at the Lady Lark, and I guess that was around the time Teddy had just came back home.
He did. He had to go to school. He had to go to school. We ain't gonna speak on that. Yeah,
right.
We call it school.
Right.
But he had to. He was going back on starting this private club.
Yeah, Club Net.
Exactly.
Then you also had Phil and Nate with my cousin Mikhail, and rest in peace Don C. Damn, we lost some good brothers. But
Don C.
I mean,
because people might just heard that.
Not Don C. It's another Don.
Don C's still alive.
Yeah, Don C's still alive. I just showed y'all the tweet. Wow.
Right.
But so like, I'm just always in the mix of people, of creatives, because no offense to our creatives, y'all creatives think from a creative standpoint, period, point blank. And sometimes outside of like my boy Xtream and maybe a few others, they don't think business for shit. They really don't. They just think creative. And they need people like me or you all around them to make sure they're straight financially and business-wise. That's the only reason, like, Twilight wasn't on that shit. He was just like, I'm spinning records.
You just want to play the music. You just want to play the music.
He just want to play the music and be creative. And I'm like, shit, nigga, beloved, you need to be making this. Fuck that bullshit. Right. Same thing with Mark Fuller. So, like, I've always managed DJs. And so one night at the Center Bar, it's funny because Xtream knows my cousin. And so, like, okay, so even going, like, to, like, this is, like, the first few years I'm working with Xtream and just learning the business. First time I heard Bump J, and I'm like, what? The fuck is this? I go pull up on bumping them, like,
that was
shit.
Real.
I pull up on them niggas off of 71st.
Yeah.
Off my man, rest in peace, Big G, off the Clipology shit. I'm like, man, I pull up on the block, Chinaman, I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? I'm like, Shake, man, tell these niggas what's up. Bump, you need to holler at Xtream. And I'm calling my cousin Plant, and he like, nigga, Xtream already got the nigga signed. Like, don't even worry about it. Next thing you know, Leon Cohen is pulling up on the block and signing the nigga. Damn. Yeah. So after he did that and had did back like that, he bent on me at the Center Bar and was like, gee, you always been around. I seen you around. You just really on some cool shit, but you kind of know business. But he started teaching me, like, splits, publishing, because I didn't know nothing about that shit. I just knew business and how to write. I can write a contract for your ass for any goddamn thing. Like, shit.
Yeah.
That's what I went to school for.
Right.
So I could always write a contract and get you paid, but I didn't know the ins and outs about the music business. Shout out to my best friend and my bro, Xtream. He started teaching me these things. And what's dope I'll say about our relationship, which kind of fucks up like what we talked about the Chicago thing. I tweeted this like about 2 weeks ago. The male Chicago ego has fucked up so much in Chicago, G. Because we'll rather cut our nose off to despise our face. So, like, let's just take me an Xtream situation. He taught me the music business to where a point where he left the music business alone from working with dude, we ain't gonna say his name, who been acting buggy as fuck right now. I brought him back in from a whole deal I did for Benny the Butcher. Like, nah, G, I need you in on this. So, like, meaning like how y'all are doing a podcast. Let's just say somebody's popping at the podcast world here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Why y'all don't reach out and fuck with each other and help build each other's platform or network?
Yeah.
Me and him had no egos.
Right.
So, like, even though he's this motherfucking multi-platinum producer, signed, got a couple of artists signed, he didn't work with Jay.
But he pulled back to help people out and put people on.
It ain't no ill will. Like, so it's like going back to the male Chicago ego, like some shit I learned from going to Jackson State. You want to do a podcast? All right, let me call my man Lionel. You know what I'm saying? The Chicago motherfucker will be like, let me call I know somebody who do it, right? How I was learned and raised up to, well, fuck it, bro, hold on. Hey, my man trying to get in the podcast land. I don't know nothing about it, but you know what? Boop, let me merge y'all in the phone call right now.
Right.
Going back to the Chicago music scene. I don't think we do that enough.
No.
Even though it's a friendly competition, we still don't put people in place. I don't give a fuck if he does better than me.
No hands parts. Chicago business sometimes would be like same scenario.
Yeah.
Yo, my man, woo. Oh, yeah? Let me make a call. He makes a call, but he puts his deal on top of that deal.
That's what I'm saying.
And then it's
word, niggas can get money in podcast land? Well, shit. Fuck him.
Right.
Hey, what you own, Joe, as opposed to just making that shit happen. You get a blessing. Not saying that you should go seek out blessings like that, right. But you get a blessing. You never know when a time God allows time is His time.
Right.
So just hooking a motherfucker up, hey man, it's good. Boom, I'm gone.
Yeah,
that's how I've always been. So you
always
go back to the puzzle part. That's how I always put puzzles together and was like, man, he do this. So hold on, man, dude, do this. I'm out the way.
Right.
Go ahead and do that shit. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
If y'all get a big check, it's up to y'all to be like, and that nigga put us together.
Man, and that's how, I brokered deals for years. Like, you made that funny joke, and motherfuckers be like, no, that was Smallz, Joe, on some bullshit. Like, Smallz made that call. Right. Like a particular artist. I'll spit like Vic Mensa. I love my little bro. Shout out to my little bro. I remember him and Dion got into it when he was still at Kids These Days. Because when he was with Kids These Days, you got this dope black artist around, no offense to these white kids, and you don't know how to market that shit other than B96. Like, how are you going to put them on GCI? You can't put Vic and these white kids on fucking Ferris show.
Right. Yeah,
fuck no. It's not finna happen, G. No Chicago, nigga.
I might go fuck with him tonight. I was just talking to bro, because I was supposed to go to Era last night. But I was building shit, and I was like,
Dion, Vic called me like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to get this show over with Dion, And I'm just, all right, Dion, boom. Dude's looking for this, make this shit happen, and bing, bong, bong. That's all right. I just stay out the way.
So you helped to secure some deals with Benny, too. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I helped Benny the Butcher, shout out to my bro, get his label deal at, which landed me into my executive role. Again, shout out to my bro, Xtream. So at the time, I've always done independent and just like, I've always known people from managing Mark Fuller and all these DJs. So I knew record executives. I knew the head people who was moving and shaking, but I was just cool with him because outside of Xtream and working with him, I'm not a creative, but I know how to sell shit per se. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
But until you have something tangible in your hand like the iPhone, well, shit, I'm trying to get the motherfucking earpieces or the AirPods to get them to you to make the deal. Shit, I'm going to need a percentage off that. So I've always been doing that for, like, my son, a couple of artists around here, and just behind the scenes, like, and all my guys in New York, because I was steady going there and going to L.A. and shit, and they be like, man, Smallz, I'm trying to get such and such deal. Hold on. Again, not to that bullshit. I'm like, hold on. Let me call I'm not trying to name drop, but let me call Lenny S and shit. See what's shaking over at Roc-Nation. Yeah. Or let me call my man Andre Howard, who was at Republic, and then he moved over to Dre is at Warner now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I knew people who was moving and shaking in the industry. So it started off with a kid named Sean Rosati out of Boston. This white boy raps like Rock Marciano. I'm looking at y'all, look at me. Again, this white boy, he's a whole full-fledged guitar player now. He's played for Doja Cat. He's like out of this world. SZA, like he's trained at Juilliard. He's a real classic guitarist.
He one of them.
He cold as shit. Yeah. But he rapped at the time, and it was
he sound like Rock Marciano.
But he was in this group called The Winners, like Huss Kingpin, Smooth, and at the time Griselda was kind of bubbling. And so me, Xtream, and shout out to my boy Jazz, who was Rock Marcy's one of his managers, and my boy Baba, they're on the Pimpire Rock Marcy team. Right. And so always being cool with Jazz always looking out for my son. And we was looking at all these young underground artists and shit and going, damn, ain't nobody fucking with them. Like, I remember when Westside fucking first starting out. Right. And he DM'd me like, man, Joe, what you on? So I had really kind of somewhat fake consulted Wes, because one of the funny stories, when we started fucking around Hitler 3 or 4, I'll let him tell that part. But he started the Hitler series, right? And at the time, don't get mad at me, people. I love you to death, love. He started working with Biz 3, a major marketing company that like is kind of huge. Like, she ain't even fucking around no more. Shout out to her. They were doing, like, if you pull up biz3.net, they list of roster is retarded, but they really promote artists. It goes back into, like, we'll get into that later, of artists investing their own money into their own shit and going through like a Biz 3 or Audible Treats or a closed session to these outlets that have networks and can really push and work your record. So Wes was going through them, and he called me. I remember I was staying in South Loop then? No, I was staying on King Drive on the low end. And I was running my man in them car wash too, because I'm a hustler. I don't give a fuck. I got to make money. So I'm running my man in them car wash on the 100s.
Chicago way.
Man, and I'm making about like $500 a day in the car wash. All bullshit aside, like off tips. Like we fucking it up. Because shout out to my boy Kwame. His mom just had her birthday, and we had a party at her shit last night. And but I'm still in the music business too. Because like music business money is slow as shit. They pay net 90. So fuck all that. I'm waiting on motherfuckers to get their check, and I got to get my percentage off that. So that's long story short. But like, I'm always networking, and I'm always moving around. So we get the kid Sean Rosati. I give him over. Me and Jazz are going to come in on the management. We send him to No ID, and Xtream is going to produce. So it's weird. So we get the executives in this room, and they like, we just play the music. Motherfuckers like, damn, this shit cold. What the fuck is this?
This is Benny the Butcher.
No. This is still Sean Rosati. I'm going to go over into how I got with Benny. So this is Sean Rosati, and this is like my third or fourth job. I'm up under pause on that. I'm working with No ID at Capital at the time. Hard pause. And so we get this kid Sean Rosati signed. So they play the music, and everybody's like, damn, his voice is dope. He cold. He kind of sound like Rock Marcy.
Right.
And then we flip it over like, oh, he white. What the fuck? This white boy is cold like that? So that shit went to hell. Deal fucked all up. We had him signed. The deal got fucked up.
He can't be that.
No, the deal got fucked up in Xtream, and you know I can't talk about that on camera, but it went kind of left field. And so I tell y'all off camera, y'all gonna laugh y'all ass off. So after that, Westside peeped that shit, and so at the time I'm going, Dion, this nigga Westside is cold as shit. He got this shit going with Griselda.
Yeah.
And he got this nigga, because Benny wasn't really even popping it. It was just West and Conway.
Right, because I think Benny was locked up at the time.
He was locked up with Emory at the time.
Right, at the time. Right.
So West and Con are going crazy.
And not to cut you off, but to my understanding, West wasn't even trying to rap at first.
No, I mean he was. That's when he was just really starting the GXXR fashion shit.
Right.
But he was definitely putting Conway on.
Right.
And Conway is like body and shit. I'm like, this motherfucker.
I remember the first time I seen Conway.
And that was it. Niggas was like, oh, that shit ain't marketable. I'm like, shit, I don't give a fuck. Right, he cold as hell. So I'm kind of talking to Wes. And then Wes finally hits off Hitler like 6 or some shit. Benny get out of jail. So Dion fucked around and snoozed on Westside Gunn. That's why I love Westside, because everything that nigga said is to be true. So at the same time, okay, I'll say it. I am fucking with Freddie Gibbs, too.
Right.
I'm consulting his ass, too. Shout out to my man, my 4 out West, Hustle Shy. Not Hustle Simmons, Hustle Shy.
Right.
And so, yeah, because Fred had to sit down. That's when Fred was in jail, I think. No, it was before Fred went to jail for that bullshit charge. But so I'm working with all these underground artists, because I have an outlet to No ID. Right. I got an outlet to Def Jam, Dark Parker and all them over there. I got an outlet to Republic.
Right.
Shout out to my man Xtream for that.
So you know exactly where to put it.
I know exactly where to put people, right? And get a check. So that's what I've always been doing. You know, it's a couple of artists, you know, I can't slip my mind right now. So Westside finally, I remember the day Roc-Nation, when West and because Conway didn't sign. When Westside signed to motherfucking Roc-Nation, you know, he's walking in the building. I'm like, yeah, shit, we gonna fuck it up. Good shit, bro. I'm proud of you. And I can hear Jay-Z in the background, and he like, I gotta go. Yeah, go handle that, G. Right. So he called me on the way out, and we on the phone because he's with Hop, hip hop.
Right.
Big's little brother.
Yes, sir.
Who's always fucked with my son. So again, like at the same time, I'm bringing in my son, who people didn't even know was my son. It's just he's just King Thelonis. Going back to my motto, let the work show. Right. For the first 5 years, I ain't let nobody know he was my son.
Right.
This production is dope. So I had already A&R 3-piece set. He had already worked with Action Bronson. We had already went platinum with A$AP Rocky. And then by like the second go round, I started letting people know he was my son. So fast forward, Wes is walking out with Hop. No ID is walking up the fucking stairs. Right. I'm jabbing like, see, I told this motherfucking Dion was like, we're going to go to the studio. And I was like, no, you're not. Y'all ain't finna go to the studio. That's a whole nother story. So Wes comes here to meet up with Hebrew Brantley.
Okay.
And I had been in touch with Benny a couple of times and shit, because I've always talked to them and shit periodically on the phone and whatever, via email. We all cool as fuck. And Wes goes, man, Cause I still look at that picture of like me, him, Hebrew, and my business partner Slow. Cause at the time I was managing a group called Mutant Academy, which my man Baba is managing now. Kid, Fly Anakin, who y'all might have heard. He dope as shit. Pink Seafood. Yeah. They some dope ass kids. So I went to Virginia and was signed to them and was trying to get them signed at Def Jam, but I had put on this tour and everything. So, boom. So I'm really, Xtream has taught me, and so as a manager, I really know how to move artists and shit around now. Because all I managed was DJs and producers.
Right.
I know the producer game. I know how to get money for producers because producers get fucked over too much, and that used to piss me off. Because you look at from the 90s to now, producers, like an album would not come out until the producer was paid. Right. It was just a chain of command how shit go as opposed to today and shit. So West comes into town. We had Nobu downtown on Michigan Ave because Sharif ass pulled up. And shout out to Sharif ass.
Like I was at the Cove eating Nobu.
Right, you're right. On some bullshit.
On some like, nigga, what? Did you just order this shit at the Cove?
Yeah, so Wes is up there. We up there, and we go to Hebrew studio and shit. So mind you, my son already had a Hebrew. Hebrew did my son's artwork for his first album, which we had Mac Miller on, Absol, and Joy Perp, couple of Currency and shit. So I've been moving around producers and shit. My son got a classic album. And so I'm really I got one foot in for shit show in the business, right? So we at Hebrew Studio. Wes is like, man, G, Benny coming up. You want to manage Benny? But at the time, me and my business partner E, we had just lost $150,000. I was fucked up, G. 150? Yeah, I wasn't thinking about no music or none of that shit. I'm like, man, how we finna get this 150 back? My finna have to go to the streets for this shit. Right. What the fuck? And he was like, Wes told me some ill shit. He was like, nigga, did they ever stop printing money? No. No. So I reached out to Benny, shout out to Jake and the team, and Jake and rest in peace, DJ Shay, and my man Harlem over there. So I was like, I wasn't in the mental space for it, but I was always like, shit, I can make some money. So one of the first deals I had broker for, it's the same bullshit publishing company my son we was at first. But they also, if you figure it out what I'm talking about, they also had Payday Records where Primo was at.
Right.
Okay.
right.
Because Primo did a song for Wes and Benny and them, it kind of blew up.
Right.
So I had been back on them and shout out to my man Adrian. He was a SVP over there on the publishing side. But when they fired him, because he was the one who signed my son, so we was already like, all right, we finna go.
You already locked in with him.
We was locked in.
Y'all got a relationship. Y'all like,
we was trying to pull. I'm
like,
like, man, I can get this publishing for Wes and Conway and all these niggas. I'm really trying to move and shake. Right. And Benny references the shit in the song. He goes, I was down to my last, let's say like 10,000, and he turned down a $600,000 deal.
I know what song you're talking about.
That was me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, back to this point, putting the pieces together. So Benny's on the rise. He's popping. And so I'm not gonna mention the label name, but I'll mention the Payday side with Primo and them. The way I had negotiated, Benny, he was just popping. He really it wasn't no Tana Talks or nothing, but this is how slick I am. I'm basing it off of leverage and who he's connected to and the movement of him. Right. So on the label side, I got him offered $300,000, and then on the publishing side, another $300,000. That's how that $600,000 came up. Yeah. So at that same time, shout out to Hop and Shay and Roc-Nation. We still got love. They stepped in right at that time. The same shit I was on was like, nah, we got it on the management side, Smallz. You cool, you family, because we fuck with you, but we got it from here. Cool, no problem. Right. Like, he goes on tour with Freddie Gibbs. And by the time they get to, like, Detroit, Benny calls me like, hey, G, this shit is cool, but I need more. Smallz, man, what you on? Like, shit, what you need, G? Meet me in Detroit. I'm there. Fuck we did. And we just have to chop it up of, like, what mentally he saw himself at. He still had Rick Hyde and him and what he wanted to do for his label. I love Benny for that shit. Because one of the reasons I fell out with dude, he really take care of his niggas, G. Right. Fresh out of jail, I got you. Here go a job. Like, he been rapping about Thaui for years with gun charges. Nigga, Thaui came home to a BSF chain and a job. Like, that's why I love Benny for that shit. So, like, by the time we get to Chicago, I'm like, you need a label deal. Right. Shout out to Shy Money XL. So, At the time, I'm still fucking with my man Jazz, who manages Roc. Roc had, was trying to think the Elephant Man's bones. I think. I'm not sure. I didn't smoke a lot of weed in my time.
Classic.
But see, that shit hadn't even came out yet. He just had the Roc Marcy Alchemist album. So I go to Monarch, pitch it to like a couple of labels. Monarch people hit me back, which used to be Koch,
Right.
E1, which I had been doing business with beforehand. Hit them up like, man, Benny the Butcher's looking for a label deal. Small. Shout out to my cousin Corey, my man Sweet. Again, I was fucked up on the money side. I didn't even have money for a plane ticket, G. I was fucked up. Yeah. Shout out to Corey, my man Sweet. They was like, here, Smallz, we know you're going to make that shit happen. So I stayed with my cousin twin, Marcus, out in New York, and Marshall, who cut hair here, the twins.
Yeah.
Who on, what's the name, podcast, right? Yeah. I go stay with him for a couple of days, and I get the flight out there. Go meet with Alan and a dude named Steven, Sean Stevenson, and Alan Glumblart, who everybody shits on. Is one of them Jews that, you know, who Snoop got into it with. And
right.
Who, y'all, I'm just now 3 weeks old with you all, how Koch, A.K.A. E1, going into Monarch, still owns Jim Jones everything. Jim Jones on shit. That fucked me up.
He was on Breakfast Club, and he
talking
was like,
about it.
He like, man, I don't own nothing.
You know what that catalog look like, G?
He like, I'm
certified gangster. You don't own, G. Some in Miami you don't own. Wow. And that's what I've always protected artists from. Balling. Like I've always tried to protect artists that fuck shit like that. Because again, I come from Jackson State economics, fucking around, learning contracts, and managing $40 million a month at Tribune. Yeah. So I've always been protective of producers and artists. So get to New York. Well, no, me and Benny talk about it, go over it with Wes. And so I'm walking in the door with Benny, 3 albums, BSF, his label, and I'm walking also in with Roc Marcy and the whole Alchemist album. I'm not fucking around. It's leverage. Right. So, and I call Xtream my partner because he has this, you know, his stats is retarded, and he's a real executive. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I call him in. So they're like, fuck, who, what? Because Shot Money XL is there. And he's like, no, the Smallz been around. I know him from Violator because, again, my man Scrap Dirty, who went to Jackson State, runs Violator All-Star DJs. Right. Y'all remember when Monarch worked for Violator. Right. So I knew, again, like I'm knowing all these people networking, but I don't ever approach anyone. I keep in touch with everybody. Right. How you doing? What's good? How your family doing? Yeah. Word, what you working on? Okay, that's dope. Every month I had a list of people I just reach out to. Right. So when I'm going to them to try to get something, I have leverage. And I'm already cool with you. So you know I'm not coming with no bullshit. So I walked into Monarch, and again, at the same time, shout out to my man Ice Green and E.P., who was a dope-ass female MC. They also have, like, I walked in loaded 3 times, G. I got Benny, his whole label, his album. I got Roc Marcy and Alchemist. And I got my man Old School Ice Green with a whole produced album from Kanye at the time before he's nut shit.
Okay.
So as a label, you got to sit back and look at me like,
you got a lot of shit.
Hey, G, what you trying to do? Let me get a consultancy about your ass with this much a month. And let me become an A&R over here, too. Right. So that's how I got that, and that's how I got the deal done for Benny. You know, shout out to Roc-Nation, you know. We was cool. I'll explain that one off camera. I got cool with him because I cursed somebody the fuck out over there.
That's what's up. So, backtrack a little bit more. So, you brought up your son a lot, King Thelonis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dope-ass producer, right?
Yes, sir. He's the shit.
So,
love my son.
Did he choose his path naturally? Like, did you motivate it? Did you motivate?
No, I had no hand in that because to keep it a buck, how him and my nephew Gino, I had coached a basketball team over the summer with a bunch of kids from South Shore and shit around AAU team. I thought my son was shit. Shout out to my big bro, my little big bro, because I'm older than him, but he's still a big bro, Bobby Simmons. I'm trying to get my son at DePaul because he hoop.
Right.
And he killing it. So, I'm not trying to name drop, but at the time, Vic Mensa, shout out to Pee Wee from Sir and Madam.
Yeah.
He's always knew about my son, right? And
Pee Wee's son, dope.
Yeah. Oh, shit, Pee Wee's little Pee Wee finna fuck around and go a pro in this bitch. So Pee Wee knew about my son on the beat making side. He didn't put a beat tape out, 16-bit or some shit, And it was cool, but like, again, me having to hustle and leave corporate America, I'm seeing the ins and outs. And one thing I'll speak upon is how dirty and fucked up the music business is. How dirty and fucked up the music. Like,
what
people,
is it, industry rule number 4080?
Man, people are like, I'm talking to the ill part.
People are shady.
But
So
like, you really can't even put it
I think
like.
they smoke crack.
People don't realize how to read contracts and know the business. And then you got the other side of people who will sacrifice their whole child to be in this shit. All bullshit aside. Like, people don't talk about that side of it, which is evil and ugly. Like, motherfuckers will sacrifice their life and their child to be around these motherfuckers.
It's a lot of artists a lot of people that came in and you know.
Fucked around and found
like,
out.
Yeah.
The
Like,
hard way.
you got like, I think Bow Wow is probably like the only artist that's been around since he was 5.
Yeah.
And still out getting the bag.
And not cracked out, fucked up on no sex tape
Like,
type shit.
Right, nah. I mean, you know, he done had a few embarrassing moments.
But it ain't
But
bad.
Bow Wow challenge.
but nothing, you know, taking pictures in fake private jets and shit like that.
Right. So I never
fly
wanted
commercial.
I never want that for my son. So my son did a beat tape called 16-Bit, and then he put out an actual classic with this kid named Wretch from New Jersey called Polo Sporting Goods.
Right.
The shit hit the blogs, motherfuckers go crazy, and I'm still fucking around with Mark Fuller. So Questlove comes to town. I have to pick Questlove up and take him to Buddha Lounge.
Okay.
Pick him up from O'Hare.
Funky Buddha.
The fucking Buddha Lounge. And I wasn't even thinking about it, but I had one of my son beat tapes in there playing the shit. And he like, this shit cold. Oh, that's your son? Joe, let him follow his passion. I'm like, no, Quest, I kind of want him to hoop. He said, if that's your son's passion,
Let him do it.
let him do it, G. And then that led over to, he did the Polo Sporting Goods. He moves here, starts fucking with Save Money.
Right.
I'm on some Joe Jackson shit at the time. I'm looking at Save Money like, we need to sign each and last one of these little motherfuckers.
Right.
And who is this little motherfucker Chance and Joey Perp?
Right.
And what? Man, sign all these motherfuckers. But at the same time, I gave my son, from fucking around and knowing people, I gave him his first distribution deal through Empire. So no matter what, you can put your own music out. You can work with certain artists, whoever you want to, and you can put this shit out on your own. And I love to saying it. I got him an 80-20 deal.
That's dope.
I don't fuck around. I'm kind of nice what I do. Shout out to my boy Extreme. I'm kind of nice what I do with this bitch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got him an 80-20 deal and, you know, roll credits from there. And, you know, we done went platinum and everything.
Yeah. Now, because he's a beast, though. And I know, I was reading up a little bit on him in his background, man, because he said he was inspired by two of my favorites, Dilla and Madlib.
Yes, sir. Shout out to him staying up late. His story is like he loved Adult Swim.
Right.
And they would play Dilla beats
All
and
the time.
dumps
I
in
want to ask you
between that
guys
shit.
a question since we're on this music thing.
Right.
J Dilla, Madlib.
J Dilla, fuck it. I love
Hey,
Mad
hold
Dilla. It's J Dilla, G.
The duo, J Dilla, Madlib, Tim, Pharrell.
Madlib,
I'm
J
doing,
Dilla.
yeah.
I
Dilla
love,
and Madlib.
I love it. But
Now, if you talking about like hits, then obviously,
Yeah, it's
No,
Pharrell
we're
and
not
Timberland.
talking about like, we talking about
Are
like,
you just talking
If I
about
wanted
straight
somebody to
production?
produce my album, rest in peace, Dilla.
Dilla,
Bring Dilla and Madlib the fuck on, G.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding, G. Again, let the work show. Roll the credits. What the fuck is we talking about?
I mean, even though like, because especially when you talk about somebody like Dilla with like so many hits, like we was in a car the other day and Far Side Running came on.
Yeah.
People don't know that's a Dilla beat.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
You know what I'm saying? Like that whole Lab Cab California album was
He's
all
fucking them up,
all
G.
Dilla. So much of that Busta Rhymes shit is
Early,
Dilla.
all that Q-Tip shit,
Right, like
all the
Tribe Called
Raekwon shit,
Quest.
Ghostface shit.
Yeah.
It's all
Like,
Dilla,
that's,
G.
and that's one thing I love about music because like you have your Madlib, you got your J Dilla, Q-Tip is a great fucking producer
Come
as
on.
well.
Yeah.
Pete Rock is a great producer.
Right.
Primo, you have that sector of great producers and
Mm-hmm.
DJs, and then you have this sector where you have your Hit Boy, your Pharrell, your Timberland. Because your JD, you know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
To me, like I love the way Pharrell and Tim produce because they go from like just pure sounds.
Yeah, you're going to get a hit. You're going to get a single out of them.
You're gonna get
They go back to what I was saying earlier.
Right. And they make like huge, like their sound. They have
Nationwide, worldwide beats.
right, and they have like a big sound. Like I remember I got and I really respect because I've gotten this looking behind the scenes in Tim's creative process, like just watching documentaries. Also, I was an intern at Pressure Point.
Oh shit!
For a while back in the day.
Nice.
And Timberland came there one day, and he had a session, and he made that AO technology beat in Pressure Point.
Yeah.
Right? So I got to kind of, and he had just got like this new keyboard. So that was like a new sound.
Going through Fruity Loops, I think? Or was it an ASR? I remember that shit, though.
I forgot. But he had just got it was like a new keyboard. It was like, because he was at the time where people would give him shit.
Yeah.
And we just got a new piece of gear. Try this out. So it was one of them situations. And he's sitting there and like, so I'm hearing them going through the sounds. And then you heard it when he settled in there. And as soon as he found that shit,
he gone.
It was gone.
He gone.
You know what I'm saying? And like, so it was so like Tim, because I remember like when in the Versus era, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they was doing like Tim versus Swizz.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, Swizz is nice, but bro, like
Not
Tim, you know what I'm saying?
Tim
Like
is
you
crazy,
can't, and like Tim got motherfucking, he got R&B hits, he got hip hop shit, he got like some EDM shit. You know what I'm saying?
The wild sound.
Yeah.
It's fucking discography is retarded.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but also like when you think about when Tim and somebody like you speak on Tim and Pharrell, like Tim from that VA area,
So
right?
in the water,
and he really started experimenting with different sounds. Excuse me. Like remember, Are You Somebody? It's a fucking baby in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real
like,
talk.
Niggas ain't putting baby sounds.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas ain't let's sample that baby.
They get
right?
a beat he gave Ludacris.
Right. That's what, so Tim like it really kind of like expanded what was possible sonically. Right.
Hey, Poppy.
Right. And then you got, you know what I'm saying? Then you got Pharrell, the Neptunes come along, Super Thug. But then they got the nerd. Then they got the nerd shit too.
And that's what I was listening to the other day because I was sitting there thinking like, I was going back and forth like, for some reason Timberland and Pharrell just been on my algorithm on like from their interviews until like they break it down their music, and I was just sitting there like, bro, like I can't really, because one artist I looked at that shows the difference between their production that they both worked with was Justin Timberlake.
The
Pharrell,
one white dude invited to every black cookout in this bitch, even after you exposed Janice Titty. Like, fuck, G.
Pharrell did the first album, which is a classic. Yep. Timberlake was like, you know what?
I got you, G.
Let me take this.
Hey, that Future Sex Love sound.
What?
Man, when that shit came on,
roll credits.
I was just like, oh, shit.
Cry Me a River, nigga.
The videos, this motherfucker jumping through this shit like you ain't even mad. Fuck Britney Spears.
And then on the album,
everybody's like, fuck that bitch, G. We ride with you, Tim. Like, that's what that shit was off of. You think about it.
It was
fuck Britney Spears.
That was a Britney Spears
fuck that
breakup.
bitch. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. I ain't doing shit with her. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, she lost her mind too. But that's a whole
story.
You know,
shit. We just did a joint with Halsey. So yeah, shout out to my pop artist. She kind of is. She kind of in that Britney Spears pop world. Okay. She do 40 million. Like each one of the records do like 40 million on the spins on Spotify.
That's crazy.
I fuckwithher.com. Yeah. Thank you. We did the Arsonist. Shout out to my son Thelonis.
Well, I was listening to it's on music because I listen to every fucking thing. So did you ever watch the documentary on? It's one documentary on Louis Capapelli. He's a singer, but he has Tourette's. But like as his career,
I'm gonna look that because I do watch a lot of documentaries. You got to send it to me.
You know the song. Like if you heard the song, you be like, oh, I know that song.
What's his nigga name? Louis Capapelli.
Louis. Hold on. Yeah, here you go.
Capaldi.
I'm trying to see. Is this him? Yeah.
Louis Capaldi.
Yeah. So he made this song. You probably.
He has Tourette's.
Oh, yeah.
He has Tourette's. So like in his beginning of his career, he was just about to he was on that stage, and he got Tourette's. It just came out, and then it's a famous Instagram picture of him, and he's in a whole nother country at a festival. It's like 70,000, and he plays that song, and his Tourette's kick in.
Oh shit!
And the crowd finished the record, and he just stood there, was just like, damn. But he has a documentary on Netflix on like how he had. Now he's on marijuana. Like he takes marijuana because he was like, it kills the Tourette's. Like I got I got a funny Tourette story. We told this Tourette story.
That's dope.
But like, yeah, I was just sitting there thinking about him, and like that's the type of music. Do you ever step out of the hip hop industry? And if you do step out of the hip hop music world, what artists are you listening to?
Oh shit, that'll fuck y'all up. Like going back to my son, like I am heavy into jazz, heavy into R&B. Sometimes I can't stay. Like, don't get mad, rap world, but you motherfuckers kind of sound redundant. Like, how much crack can we sell? This is 2000 something, nigga. Crack deals ain't even really popping like that. Maybe cocaine, maybe some dog food, shit show. Niggas is definitely on heroin. But I mean, how much can you gun buck with all these cameras around? How much drilling can you do? That shit kind of got fucked up. Left the Chicago world fucked up from drilling. Like, so no, on a regular basis. You come to my crib, like every Sunday, I'm definitely Marvin Gaye, which hurts not because it's my mom, but like I'm listening to Marvin, The Temptations, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It's a lot of old school shit.
A lot of old, but like going back to his point, like because I'm such a music head, I'm like, can you fathom, let's just take Earth, Wind, and Fire. At one point in time, these motherfuckers had 70 horn people. Like, come on, G. And they all, because again, like another thing I think that's missing from music today is like the black church too as well. Yeah. Even though black pastors ain't shit, but we don't have like a lot of kids going to black churches these days and gaining that knowledge.
And that's what a lot of musicians they started playing.
They start playing that, and then they go to a black school playing the band. Some of them, and like to hear a fucking 70-piece. Like what the fuck does that look like in the studio? Like y'all like 20 motherfuckers on horns. Yeah. And you can hear that shit so crystal clear. And it's not about it being old school. It's the music to me.
Yeah.
Like how you can just cut Marvin Gaye or Teddy Pendergrass off and just the music, G. The sonics, the fucking like energy around that puts you in such a good mood. I love music, G.
You know, I think, because I was actually just listening to this album the other day, I think that's why To Pimp a Butterfly was so like outside of the norm
sonically.
Because it just. But you had Terrace Martin,
who's incredible.
I saw him last year at Millennium.
Yeah, I was there for that shit.
You was there? Yeah. Because it was him. Who else? Damn, because he opened up for Corinne Bailey Ray. He opened up for Kareem Bailey Ray. He had Kamasi Washington.
Come on, G. Sonic, forgive me saying, all you do is smoke a joint and just lay back in the grass. That shit, G.
Man, Joe, that's exactly what the fuck I was doing.
Terrace Martin.
He got, but To Pimp a Butterfly. So Terrace Martin was playing on there. Robert Glasper was playing on there.
Who's fucking incredible, G.
Robert Glasper is amazing.
That motherfucker command.
I saw him. Me and my girl, we went to Detroit to see because she loves Sheba, the girl singer.
Sheba. I think it's Sheba. Yeah.
Sheba.
He was just here. He was here last summer at Ravinia.
Yeah.
Robert Glasper here like 2 times
Ivy
a year.
came out. With the shit.
He come to City Winery every year. Robert Glasper in Chicago at least once a year.
That was a great show. Like I'm sitting there and he played, and we was at I want to say the Aretha Franklin theater that sits right on the river.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
like right across the street is like Canada.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my God.
But that like kind of going back to you, that's where my son got his name from, Thelonious Monk, because as a baby, G, this little motherfucker would not go to sleep, G, for shit. Yeah. So I literally, I would get in the car and play Monk, and he'd be, yes, we got one. So I'm banging. That's where he got the name from, Thelonious Monk. Right. That's all I played was jazz around him. Like, I'm not trying to sound like an ignorant ass parent or super above that parent, but like, I didn't let my kid, even though I'm in that world, but like, I ain't gonna lie to, when he got older, nigga, I got a Land Cruiser with 412s in the back. Yes, I have a Land Cruiser with 412s in the back, and I am banging the shit out of P. His mom is, she playing Soul Aquarium and shit.
Yeah.
He's big on Outkast, so like, he got it from us. You know, both of them
sonically.
And that was the thing mostly because I just love music.
Right, because you think about we talk about Outkast, you got to think about like organized noise.
Damn,
real instrumentation, right?
So I can see at Jackson State that was one of the major things what made me go there. Is I walked in, everything we on BET. Right. This football game is all black people, but wait, listen to this goddamn band. Yeah, these motherfuckers is retarded. I can't play an instrument for shit, but I appreciate them.
Yeah, I was at CVS. I watched them. I've been like, damn.
Yeah, CVS band used to be that shit.
Y'all wasn't fucking with Julian, but you know, hey, Julian used to be at y'all ass, G.
Hey man.
I'm like, stop, G.
Hey man, CVS.
I'm fucking with y'all.
CVS, we had like 145 people.
Yeah,
like,
that shit was wild.
Deep.
That was deep as hell.
Yeah, y'all school was big in the
biggest one. Y'all had 6,000 kids at that bitch at one point in time.
Yeah. My freshman class was 1,300.
Right, was what?
So. My freshman class was 1,300.
Yeah, because my graduating class at Morgan Park, we was 14 and some change.
But my graduation class was like 600.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, you know.
Right, but y'all had the fucking because y'all had aviation shop. Y'all had a whole hangar. Y'all got an airplane in y'all's fucking school.
Yeah, that shit's wild to see now. Like it's only about 500 kids that motherfucker now.
In the V?
Yeah, that shit's short like Gary Coleman. He dead.
Only half the building. Boom. They only use half the building.
They only use half the building.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Chicago Public Schools.
They like trying to get funded and shit. Cause it's not like Kenwood.
Right.
No, y'all got
everybody that graduated Kenwood. The motherfuckers that graduate Kenwood, they give back to Kenwood.
Yeah. And their kids go back to Kenwood.
And their kids go to Kenwood.
Yeah.
CVS ain't nobody give a shit to them.
And the kids that like the people that live around CVS, I think it's a infrastructure, not necessarily infrastructure thing, but like the people that grew up that went to school around CVS have graduated and moved on and don't live around it anymore. It's older people there.
Yeah, and Peel Hill used to be is not
Peel Hill.
Yeah, Peel Hill is not what it used to be.
And the thing about it is also when they got rid of vocational high schools.
Yeah, and that's what CVS is really.
CVS was built to be the vocational high school. Like on that side of the wing, you had auto mechanics, you had air conditioning, you had electronics, electricians, plumbers. Then on the other side, you had finance, food service, business, cosmetology, shit like that. It was like it was really like the niggas when I go to CVS reunions. My nigga, he got like 7 auto shops.
Right.
Because he graduated from school. Like his final, you had to rebuild an engine. From scratch. You had to
schools back in the day being something and shit. Yeah.
All that shit, man. It's a different time, man.
But like I've always just loved music, G, and I guess it was a calling. Because again, like at first my mom all she thinking about was like me working in finance, Tribune, Coca-Cola, jobs I've had. So when I'm taking this entrepreneur shit, she didn't believe me. Not till like I brought home a big check. She was like, "Okay, you're serious.
Right.
This is a real thing.
Right.
Okay, you and your son are doing something." Like I think it was I had to get the porch fixed, and it was like $5,000 to have a motherfucker come re-cement the porch, and she still wasn't going. Right. Like I'm like, your grandson's platinum. She like, whatever. Show me some money around it. Like she a hustler. Even though she loved Jesus, she's the chaplain at the county, a couple of prisons here in Illinois. She still was all about the money, G. Man, she was not going. Up until like I brought home like a $50,000 check or some shit and was like, this is like my cut off this. And she was like, all right, you doing something. And then when I can go into that specific part, but it was a financial trouble she had got in. And I'm sitting at the meeting with them like, I got $35,000 in my pocket right now. Fuck is we talking about? Don't curse in this church. Man, fuck these people. What you want to do? You want cash, Zelle? I heard it's only 25, so you want to don't pull that out, man. What these people talking about? I got you, man. Fuck that. Yeah, and that's when she started being like, my son's an entrepreneur. He's an executive in the music business. He's taking care of me. He's bought me a Lexus, and I'm leasing it, and he's taking care of everything. So like, it was a hard transition for me though. Like, my mom did not believe in me. She did not believe in her son. You went to Jackson State. You majored in economics.
Right.
Fuck that music shit,
man.
So now to your first question, like, I was not trying to have my son in that shit, G. I was like, it was too much of a struggle. Yeah. And again, going back to the bullshit I've seen, so like Questlove and a couple others was like, boom, and then shout out to Pee Wee. Him and Vic did that shit. They did a tape, and then I just when he moved here to be with me and go to Columbia and be with Save Money and Chance, and I just seen like it was just too like so like. Shout out to RTC who y'all had up here, right?
Right.
So it was like him leaving class to go record with Action Bronson, right? Him, like the blog era, like every week we getting a placement. So I'm like, man, put this beat out. And then next you know, he getting a placement. It's Currency. It's Smoke Dizza. It's fucking ASAP Rocky. It's all the kids from the blog era, and we popping every other week. So I'm like, shit, go forth, young man, and be great. Let's go do this shit.
Yeah.
But you're not my son. You're just King Thelonis. Because I never want anybody to be like, oh shit, that's Smallz, son. I got to look out. No, fuck that.
Or they just be like, yo, he got there because of Smallz. Nah,
he dope on his own. He worked for that shit, G.
Yeah.
So going back to that, I had a whole argument. So like now I use it. So like in the beginning, I didn't use the nepotism because I wanted him to put the stats up first. So there's no denial. I'm not trying to shit on LeBron. But I get it and I don't, because me and Corey had a whole we had a whole drag out argument in the leaders like a week ago over this shit. You compare yourself to LeBron? No, nigga, but I'm in the same lane. Because for the first 5 years, like I was talking to Thelo about this. Within his first 5 years, we went platinum, worked with Chance to fucking ASAP Rocky. And Dion and Xtream will tell you, he doesn't have as many hits as Trackmaster, Dion, and Xtream, but his fucking catalog is outstanding. So I could have been like LeBron. Bitch, my son, the dopest producer in Chicago. Check me and test me. Look at the camera. I'll wait. Who hasn't he worked with? Chance, Vic. He didn't bless. He killed it with Joey Perp.
Right.
Facts. Right. We went on a month with DJ Premier through Europe. Bitch, he the shit. And it's just my producer.
Right.
But like now I use the shit out of nepotism. What? Get deals done? I ain't gonna speak on this other producer, but my A&R, if y'all ever see him tweet, if he sees this, he'll tweet it. We was on Herbo last album. Well, not this album, he just dropped an album ago, right? And I got Conway and Benny all doing Coachella from here, because I didn't go. Sent Thelo out there, who wasn't even signed to Sony Publishing. I got him in the studio because him and Herb always fuck with each other.
Right.
But long story short, my nepotism, right? And who I am. Shout out, I'm Jonnie Smallz. I don't fuck around. I got a whole nother producer paid who was not finna get paid. He wasn't saying he wanted to get fucked around, but it was like, hey, man. And he was like, man, Shad, you know old boy Smallz? I see your son on there. He's straight? Yeah, nigga, we got paid. We straight. Smallz, I'm trying to get paid. Hold on, Joe. Bing, 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 bing. And y'all gonna hit that off. Man, Smallz, thank you, G. Like, yeah, I don't fuck around, G. My name is out there now, so now the nepotism works. Right. So, like, on certain deals and shit, like, so how I got cool with Roc-Nation, I'll spit it. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. We easily offended people. He did a song, so him and Vic always fuck around.
Right.
And he's done at least, going back to what we were talking about, Vic may get the nucleus of his album, but he always go to Thelonis for like 1 or 2 fillers and shit. The ace, like he may have the single, but I need a B-side to the shit. Thelo, what's up? Right. So we've always done that, 1 or 2 joints on his album.
Right.
So for those who don't know, it's hard, like when you're in certain systems like Warner, Roc-Nation, like you go through a whole thing of filling out paperwork so you can get paid.
Right.
So we had gotten paid before, but for this time they was on some net 90 shit. And so I'm bitching and complaining about that because it's net 90. I'm like, at least do 60. 60 days? Come on, man. 60 is kind of cool.
Now, when you say net 90, for explain that term for people that don't know.
So most times you want to get paid, how you get paid is like for people who have bills, you want to get a net 30. You got 30 days, like your phone bill, you got 30 days. I got to pay my shit when we leave here. Fuck.
You got 30 days.
You got 30 days.
Right.
And so that's how I normally get him paid. I trip sometimes with labels because they be bullshitting on paying producers. And as an executive, bitch, I know how it goes. This budget been laid out. Y'all could have paid the producers early. Right. The artist got his advance. The rest of this shit is recording budget. Again, recording budget. He does beats and he's $5,000 a beat. He got 2 beats on it. You know that's $10,000. My man do beats, he $20,000. So fuck, hurry up and get this motherfucker paid because it's all coming out of this budget, right? So, fucking around net 30, net 60, producers, they make their money, but unless they straight, they looking out for that shit. That $30 for 30 days, that's $5,000 to $10,000 that they fucking need.
Right.
Yeah.
That they waiting on.
Vic was signed to Roc-Nation at the time. I think that just ended. Yeah. So, and this is how I cursed out the motherfucking president of Roc-Nation. That's how I got cool with everybody. And how Lenny S had to call me like, Smallz, you got to relax. Man, fuck that shit. When I told him what it was, so here it was. We were already in the system and had got paid before for Vic. This particular project, they waited like 90 days, and instead my son's government name is Malcolm Joshua Martin, A.K.A, and like we filed the paperwork, PKA, personally known as or professionally known as, right? King Thelonis. So you fill out all this paperwork that sit on the executive side and as an A&R for a label. I know the procedures that you have to fill out this paperwork for to hit send and hit pay.
Right.
They waited 90 days, and I don't know if you, like, say your whole government name.
Ronnie and Brown.
So instead of paying King Thelonis, A.K.A Malcolm Martin, they pay this nigga. Bitch, what the fuck? That ain't, wow, what? Caps. Cursing out the president to everybody. I mean, I'm sorry, it is what it is, but he'll tell you when he come on here, that shit happened on that Friday, and it better be in his account by Monday. Monday, we got paid. And that's how I kind of got my claim to fame with Roc-Nation, because I wasn't fucking around. Because that was a mistake on them. Like, how the fuck we fill out all this paperwork?
And you pay somebody else.
You pay somebody else? Gee, that ain't even his name. The fuck are we doing? Somebody
Who
didn't
is
get fucked. I don't even know, dude.
Dude was happy as hell.
And did they get the money back from the other nigga?
I don't give a fuck. I know we got paid on Monday. Shit.
That nigga without it.
That's y'all problem.
That's y'all problem. I think somebody got fired
That
from
nigga
that
was
shit
buying
too.
furniture and shit.
What? The Jordans came out. Bitch, I'm going to get 2 pairs. Fuck is you talking about? So, yeah. So, that, like, going to the brothers in the background saying nepotism, that's when I started using the nepotism. Like, at first, it was him about his stats and who he is as a producer. He dope.
Yeah.
But after a while, like, even Currency was like, that's your son, nigga? And Corey used to always trip out because if you see me and my son in the room together or walking, we walk just alike. We got the same mannerisms. He a light-skinned version of me, even though my daughter's a twin. My daughter is my twin.
Right.
But, like, our mannerisms and how we move and shit, Corey would just trip out like, how the motherfuckers don't know that's your son? So we in the studio with Currency one day blowing, and he like, you smoke. This nigga don't smoke it. That's your son? Damn, that is your son. Damn. So that's when I started like, well, fuck it. Like, in the nepotism, I started using that shit to my advantage and shit. Like, man, fuck it, Joe. Like, yeah, we know Smallz. Smallz don't fuck around.
Well, that's good shit.
He worked with Xtream. He know Monarch. He know all these people. But one thing I always stand on outside of letting the work show, I do good business. I don't fuck around.
Right.
I may be an asshole. I may be a jerk. Whatever you want to call me. Did you get paid? Did you get paid on time? Was your contract straight? Did I stay in contact with you before, down, during, except all the prepositions? Right. And that was one of the reasons Benny fucked with me. That's one of the reasons why Westside fucked with me. Like, I'm always on business. We cool.
Yeah.
We cool. Like, we gonna talk shit on the phone. Man, how the kids doing first thing in the morning? Well, Smallz, what you on? What you trying to get done, my nigga? Shit, what we talking about?
Yeah.
And I'm going to do good business because I learned that shit early on.
That's always the best way to go.
It is, but the music business is not good business, though, G. It is not. It is not.
So the people that actually do good business and are honorable in the midst of that
we are short like Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
And he dead. I'm going to stand on that one, G. That's my rolling joke.
And it ain't that many midgets left.
Ain't that many midgets left. Oh, man, that's fucked up how they parade that little kid around with cancer, G. I just thought about that.
Oh, you talking about that Trump shit, bro?
Yeah, G. As soon as you said midget, I thought about Shorty instantly. Like, y'all petty as hell,
You
Joe.
got that little nigga out there in law enforcement and shit, bro.
Man,
like,
stop it, Joe. Not
you ain't
me.
seen the nigga with cancer, man.
Yeah, you ain't seen the little Shorty.
When he had Trump brought him out during the State of the Union address.
Father propping him up and
Right,
shit.
like,
Nah, last week.
Look at my African American.
Look at my little nigga. Look at my little nigga.
Yeah,
Like, that's how I looked at it. And
right.
then they just had him on CNN this week or last week. Like,
Yeah, man,
he got his badge and shit. He out in front of the,
right,
it's
Trump
petty.
made him a member of the
CIA
Service.
and Secret Service and
Service.
shit.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's
I'm sorry he brought that shit up.
I swear, like, the reading the paper, reading the end is like the comics.
Hey, man, that shit, man, shit, stranger than fiction, nigga.
Man,
Stranger
y'all,
than
hey,
You know
y'all
what I'm
easily
saying? This
offended
shit-
in this
You know what I'm
bitch.
saying?
Right, man. Real life is
Yeah.
like you can't make this shit up now.
You can't.
You can't.
It was
you can't.
it was something I was just reading. I can't remember it where I'm hearing this shit from at all
Right.
today.
Yeah.
But no, it was a filmmaker who was kind of like he specialized in kind of like political type movies.
Uh-huh.
But he was just like, I can't do this shit now because the shit that's happening right now is wilder than anything I could ever fucking create.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
The
what I'm
real
saying?
life,
like
real life shit is retarded.
Yeah,
right about
it's
now.
man, shit.
Yeah, it's to go to that point. I mean, this is an Easily Offended podcast. It was one of the reasons I've helped. I'm not gonna mention the names. I've helped a couple of drill artists in that lane, but I would never sign them because, no offense, hey, I'm for helping our black kids and community, and I never want to put that target on their back. Like one kid that got signed to the label I was working at, I told them don't do it unless y'all move him up out of Chicago first. Man, they signed short and he got murked that week. I shit you not. I'm always been protective of our community, our people, fair and good business. Because again, this game is so fucking dirty, it fucks shit up.
And you get a bag in Chicago, it's a wrap.
Pac-Man, and then King L and them came around.
King Lou.
No, it was before King Louie. Who? Pac-Man first, and then King L's and them. Then got to Louie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
King Louie is King. King Louie is King.
That's what I thought.
Okay,
That's what I thought.
Yeah, shout out to my big homie, though. Not my big homie, but big homie, though. That's my little bro. I love that little nigga. Yeah, like I was supposed to be an A&R at a certain person's label, but, they, roll credits. I was supposed to help out Herb, Louie, and them, and the female they had over there at the time, but,
Katie?
And, hey, roll credits,
Yeah, I worked with them.
She just dropped a new song, didn't she?
Yeah. I worked with them for a whole year. I went to Southwest by Southwest.
I miss South by Southwest. That shit used to be dope as hell. To be a parent and be around Vic and Chance and all of them. I mean, even as a parent, but like on some A&R executive shit. Like I always explain this to because I still somewhat be on Clubhouse and I just shut up and mute and listen. But I be trying to explain to people, those kids, like how I grew up to listening to old school music, what they would call it, and I'm a fan of. And so like my generation goes to Essence Fest.
Right.
You can't deny that shit. You're going to have a bunch of 35 and up motherfuckers on every goddamn word, don't give a fuck, fill up this whole fucking stadium. In my mind, I look at Kendrick and those kids those artists from the blog era as the same fucking way. Yeah. But on the flip side of it, so how my parents grew up in jazz in New Orleans and listened to music, that shit got passed down to me and I passed it down to my son and my kids. The fuck y'all think that shit stopped? So like, even though my son grew up to Kendrick Lamar, like his younger brother, my youngest son, he's Tyler fucking crazy. He's Kendrick crazy. He's J Dilla crazy. Other kids in his school, like, you don't listen to, no, G, nah. Yeah, this motherfucker talking about, so y'all ain't heard this J Dilla? Y'all ain't up on leaders? Ask Corey, like my son go to school out south in the suburbs. And where some of them are trying to be street and drill, not peeped it or whatever, because he wrestles and now I'm praying for him. He's in the MMA fighting. He listens to, I don't know if he may listen to Cardi's new album, but he's definitely on Tyler. Doechii. J Dilla. Anything his big brother plays and has made music for, that shit is passed down. Now, my daughter may listen to, a little ratchet shit and I love her to death, but it ain't like in the back of her mind and shit she know as well. That music gets passed down. I don't think people realize the mushroom cloud effect. I said that to say, I don't know if you were at South by Southwest when Kendrick dropped, when they broke the fucking floor in the Fillmore, G. I'm sitting back like, what the fuck? Look at all these little kids, G. And those are the kids that still to this day, when everybody's going Drake crazy or, Future or whatever crazy, they don't realize it's, okay, so the best way I can put it to people is like this. I forgot who had what was going, it was Complex Con in LA, right? Yeah. Big shit. Nobody peeps how Tyler had his motherfucking festival that weekend and had more motherfuckers as that bitch and some sellout for 3 days. You can't tell me it ain't good kids out here that ain't searching for music, G, and are not good kids.
Right.
Although we got a shit ton of kids that's on drill and bullshit and pills. We got a shitload of kids that's way on positive and vibe shit and good sonics. So
good shit.
I mean, and that drill, I mean, it kind of had its time. It's kind of the came.
Everybody ain't in the club no more.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Everybody fucking dead. Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
And everybody sounded
shit. Sauce Walker got. I mean, it's up to date, but Sauce Walker just got shot last night in Memphis and shit.
Yeah.
His artist got killed. Yep, and then that Mo shit just happened. Like, come on,
shit with Yellow Beezy. You know?
Come on,
and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I know we gotta get up out of here.
Oh yeah,
but,
okay.
No. But I feel like the way the art has been going all these years, and like, you know, I mean, we grew up in the 90s, man. Like,
True,
you
true.
know, and it was like, I mean, you talk about Griselda, like, you know, they definitely, you know, you got your drug dealer rap and all that.
Yeah,
other
it's
shit.
strictly sniff coke.
Right.
Sniff some coke and sell some kilos around this
But
bitch.
also, like, with them, they also talk about the other side of that shit.
Oh, shit,
Motherfucker being in jail, having to beat cases.
Fuck.
Motherfucker, Conway, he
He
weighed
got
on his face.
shot in the fucking face.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
and
they-
he wasn't even dope dealer. He was just coming home one night with his boys and
Right,
shit.
right,
he wasn't even
yeah.
on that shit then.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Benny
like,
being locked up with Emory Jones. Like,
Right.
yeah.
So you talk about like true life stories. This is what we live. But I'm gonna give you all sides of it. Where as opposed to like all we talk about is the glamorization of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nothing like no real consequences, right?
Nah.
Like everybody talk about spinning, but anybody talking about when motherfuckers got spun on.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody,
Dirk's sitting down right now.
right? So it's like, but now. It feels like, because you're talking about so many people that died, so many motherfuckers went to jail. You got like Dirk sitting down right now.
Right.
Like, it's really getting to the point where I feel like motherfuckers are seeing, man, like we got to do something different here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like the vibration is kind of like naturally.
But see,
changing.
and that's why I like Tyler.
Right.
Like,
Love
because
that
Tyler, he's like, dude, I don't fall for that industry bullshit.
Right.
Nah.
But see,
Like-
Tyler is a Tribe Called Quest when you still had Death Row. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Boom.
Dominating the game.
So, like,
But you- right.
To build on what you said, so like growing up in the 90s and from where I come from, you went to the record store, you had rap, hip hop, gangster rap,
Right.
and even though you chose each one, it was no algorithm, there was no social media to make you pick specifically one.
Right.
We liked everything. Like, I listened to MC8. You fucking crazy. I'm from Chicago.
Nigga, we come
It's all
strapped.
for the money.
Man, I'm seeing Soldiers of War. Them niggas is from out west, and they on every goddamn platform on the train from 95th to the fucking Green Line and go back out west.
Yeah,
They
them-
wasn't fucking around.
Them bitches,
did
them
any-
bitches on
did-
87. Every
did-
time
I
I
wish
was
you-
train on 87.
I wish you would run up on one of them niggas.
Did any of them make it?
No, they didn't. Nah.
It was the only motherfucker, the most famous nigga from Soldiers of War was a man. But was my man that he was with the Nation because he was on backstage.
Oh,
He had that
yeah,
freestyle.
yeah.
He had
can't
the
think his
freestyle
name.
with the bow tie.
Yeah, yeah,
He was in Soldiers of War.
He's-
He
I'ma
was
fuck
with
you.
the
Y'all
nigga.
know whose son that is in real life, though.
Who that?
Oh wow, don't make me go blank. His son raps to this day. God, I'll probably have to answer that off camera. But his son is from Chicago. He's in the Nation.
Oh, you talking about that Golden Child?
That's his brother. But yeah, that's they pops.
Oh, that's okay. That makes sense.
Golden Child, and what's the other one name? Tariq.
Okay.
Yeah, that's they pops and shit. Yeah,
that's
who had
crazy.
to deal with Dion.
Yeah.
Roll credits. He fucked that up too. But anyway.
Yeah,
But
he
no,
was, he was the only nigga that made it.
Yeah.
Kinda.
To like your point of, I had this discussion before, and I'm gonna end it on this. It's gonna fuck. To me, it's just what I've been seeing. So like, you take Drake for instance. I think people are coming back down to this land of hip hop or underground that I'm in or work in specifically. Nobody paid attention to the fact that Drake fuck with Conductor.
Right.
Why the fuck does Drake fuck with Conductor? Because this is the lane, to your point, after you done killed and shot and did everything, this lane is still good.
Right.
We give you both sides, the heaven and hell.
Right.
And, you know, you got music for the car, the crib, and the club.
Right.
Which one are you more in? The crib and the car? You ain't turned, I mean, people are turned up in the crib, but shit. Like you said before, you can throw on some J Dilla in the crib and be cool.
Right.
Yeah.
You can play some Corday in the crib, which we got a placement with. We did this single with, shout out to the Raising Cane.
Hey, did y'all see his
Joy
mama?
Badass. I'm not mentioning that. I have a woman. Yeah.
Hey,
That Tiny
G,
Desk was raw, G.
nigga, his mama?
Hey,
I don't know what you're talking about, but I seen it.
Mama got
I love
ass
you, baby.
too.
hey,
Mama, hey.
check it out.
Hey, Joe.
No, my girl know how I am. That woman was beautiful.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm
that
glad I wasn't in
what's
the studio.
You haven't seen it? I think I sent it to you. I will see you later. It's this
Rappers and their
dude.
moms. Yeah, I see.
He be like, smash.
Smash.
yeah,
I'm knocking her back. I'm like, whoa. Funny as shit for that.
Corday mama?
No comment.
Smash.
I love my woman.
He was like,
She's
what?
a beautiful woman.
Double smash.
Yeah, he was like, matter of fact, I might bend back and bend her back.
I'm pulling up from half court on that.
Yeah, that dude was pretty. But no, like I do think like to the Chicago scene and this world of hip hop we in. I think Griselda and Rome Streets and shout out Stove God. It is what it is. But we'll talk about that off camera. But like Rock Marcy and that lane, I think that's starting to be the resurgent
of hip hop.
Of hip hop again. Like it's just good music.
Yeah.
They give you the heaven and hell.
Right.
They tell you, motherfucker, I done sat down for this dumb shit and now I'm on this.
Right.
And one thing I've always stressed about with each of my clients or whoever I talk about, everybody you named is a fucking brand.
Yeah.
That fucks you up. That's another thing I think Chicago artists need to start doing, going back to the original conversation of branding themselves, G. What makes you you? Why should I buy this? Why should I go download your album? Why should I come to a concert? The answer is, the question is always why.
I was just talking to Corey about that today. Just talking about the Corey.
Fucking grumpy Smurf.
Grumpy ass Smurf.
Shout out to Corey. Yeah.
Shout out to Corey, man.
I love my cousin. Shout out to the twins. They just had a birthday. Boom, 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 boom. Free and Clay.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's on the horizon for you, man? What's next?
I have a project coming out with Xtream and IamGawd. They're working on a project. We're going to straight to vinyl. Okay. I think we might release it through my label. 2 singles to just put it out in the streaming world, but we're going straight to vinyl. KingThelonis has, fuck it, I'll talk about it. He's working on a project with Currency, Benny, Joey Perp, Femdot, and that one I can't speak on. But just structuring his deal, because we just I just got Thelonis his pub deal at Empire, which we always had distribution. Right. So it was like, some Wolf of Wall Street, let's fuck. He already has the distribution there. Why not do a pub deal and let him bring these albums that he's working with and these artists he's working with? Let's bring them on. Yeah. Man, let's just, excuse me for saying this, let's start the Chinese workshop, like sweatshop in this bitch. Yeah. It just makes sense. So, I'm just structuring those deals for him now since we got the pub deal. And talked with that, and shout out to my lawyer, Eddie, because there's going to be some people here from Coachella. Not Coachella, Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chris Classic. He just reached out to me, so we're going to be trying to do this whole little thing while a couple of artists are here and shit. Yeah. So, I'm just really staying in the background. I may come out and talk about a little bit more shit. You
going to be outside.
Yeah.
You could be out summertime
in the studio, but I won't be outside. Like even when I'm on stage, like when I'm outside, y'all, when I'm on stage, and even then I'm in the cut. Like
always.
I don't be saying shit.
You get some weed, you know what I mean?
Man, I'm good. I'm good.
We was at Westside together. We was just in the cut. You, bitch, and everybody.
Just in the cut,
but bitch, when he wasn't running around handling that.
Yeah.
Shout out to my nigga, bitch, man. I just say what y'all did in Southwest, man. Y'all out here, they taking that fourth rope shit everywhere. That shit is.
Shout out to Psychopath.
Man.
I call Westside Gunn a good psychopath.
Yeah. Nah, and that motherfucker, man, he can't miss right now, Joe.
That motherfucker can't miss.
He been on fire for a while, man. Everything he do from the music, from the fourth rope shit to the merch. Yeah. He be killing the merch.
It started that whole beef, and why your boy dissed me on this, new album and shit. I don't fuck with him, but I wish him well. We'll talk about that off camera.
Right, yeah.
We don't get too far into the weeds on that Freddie situation, man.
Nah, I wish that brother well. I pray for him.
Yeah, man. Still putting out there on the music side, but obviously there's been some other things that have happened that we can't even speak on. We can't even get into.
Hey, I just wish that brother well.
Yes, sir.
May Allah bless him.
Real, where can they find you at, man?
Real, the producer.
Oh, wait. Hold on, before you got to give them your Instagrams, your Twitter, all that shit, man.
So it's all pretty much the same. It's J Smallz, JSMA. No disrespect to Jamal Smallz. I am Jonnie Smallz, which I told you about that story off camera. I love Jamal Smallz. It's J Smallz, JSMALLZ 67, because that's the year that Ralph Lauren started. At Twitter, at Instagram, and I do. I think my TikTok is Smallz World Management and Consulting LLC because I do have a real company, which I gotta pay that motherfucking fee every year and pay that extra $25 so you're in good standing and shit too.
Right.
Yeah, so you can get on Dun & Bradstreet and get a credit line and all that shit. But that's a whole other thing, which I think artists need to start doing is incorporate themselves and have a real fucking business. Because again, you're a brand, and you can write off so much shit, my niggas. Come on, man, learn
all
the
your
business.
production costs.
Learn the business, man. So I'm just J Smallz.
You can go shopping, spend about $3,000 at Polo. Be like, I had a photo shoot.
Wardrobe.
Underneath the company.
It's
Wardrobe.
Yeah.
I have to go see Fashion Geek Zoe, and Zoe ain't cheap. Fuck is y'all talking about?
Shout out to Zoe, man.
And I had to go see Corey, and Corey don't give no fucks, and he ain't giving no deals.
At all.
I mean, you know.
No, shout out to he's taking care of me. He's been blessing me.
I don't know what y'all pay, but I don't pay that. But I've seen motherfuckers get naked, and not to get naked, but get raped in that bitch because Corey don't give a fuck, G.
Yeah.
No fucks given. He's been like that since Crew. People don't even know.
I remember now. That's when I first met Corey and Crew with when he had the locks.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
fresh
saying?
out of Southern.
I seen the first time I seen Corey in fucking Crew wear. This nigga had locks. He had on fucking
Looking ugly as hell.
some blue jean shorts and some Timbs on.
Yep.
what
with the twins.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah,
Man.
All the streetwear culture. Corey.
I would love to have C on here, but he gonna talk that shit. And
Y'all got 100 people, man. I ain't doing that shit, man. Fuck out of here. Meet me at the Cove. Let's go get a drink.
Yeah. We'll bump heads.
I love my cousin.
Hey, Real, where can they follow you at, man?
Real the Producer 914 on IG and 914 Media Group also on IG.
Yo, this is class of 1979, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. This is episode 75, double time.
No.
No asterisks.
No asterisk. We're not in the bubble. This ain't the championship with the bubble in it.
Yeah, just 7-5. Just 7-5.
Man, thank y'all for liking, sharing, communicating. I'm sorry, man. I've been really at work. I haven't been able to drop the reels like I usually do, but they are coming. I had a couple people like, man, you been kind of silent. Y'all good?
Yeah, because
bro,
I had showed motherfuckers like, hey, Joe, I'm finna be on the easy. Because Corey's first motherfucker, like, oh, you on that shit? And I'm like, yeah. And a couple of my people hit me, was like, oh, you speaking now? You on the podcast? I'm like, yeah. And when you had sent the reel, I was like, yeah, here go the reel and shit. Niggas was like, what's up with Smallz when it's coming out? And I got that call from you like, hey, so yeah.
Because I was about to drop it that day. I was like, you know what? I'm finna just go ahead. But
I'm glad I was able.
Man, God works.
Technology be like that sometimes.
Hey man, it's never our time. It's always his time.
But man,
yes, sir.
Thank y'all. Shout out to everybody out there that support Dope Boys, Fly Boys, Fly Girls, Fly Ladies. Everybody out there, Fly Moms, because you'll dig a double smash.
Milfs.
Corday, watch out. Corday, watch out.
I will fuck your mom.
Y'all gotta relax, G. Y'all gotta relax. We got 2 placements on that motherfucker. Him and Joey Badass. We did the single.
I'm sorry.
And
I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
My views in no way reflect in the views of anyone else in this panel. I ain't speaking for myself.
And we got the I don't think they're even gonna do a joint or a video or none of that shit because we got the other song with, YE on that motherfucker on Corday album.
Man, this has been a good interview, man. Hey, man, shout out to everybody. Thank y'all for that. Easily Offended, man. We out. Peace.
Peace.